Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Gates Funeral Home and Crematory, Autoland Hyundai of Uniontown, Potter's Bar and Grill, McClure and Wolf Certified Public Accountants, David Bates, your local Allstate insurance agent, Jeff Dennis at Remax Select Realty, Montgomery Medical,
he's into the open.
Sales, the Catholic War Veterans Post 1669 in Hopwood, First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, the T-Berry Law Offices and attorney Vincent T-Berry, the Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes, Reese Warehouse in Smithfield, Cherokee Recycling, Zen's Construction Warehouse, Chips Residential Services, Coldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty, the C. Harper Auto Group, Fulham's Full Service, All Around Fence Company, Patrick Mahoney for South Union Township Supervisor, Jared Billy for Uniontown City Council, Clayton Holmes of Bell Vernon, Ford of Uniontown, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns, the Radcliffe Martin Law Firm, United Bank, Mauser's Tire Center, James Santilli for Fayette County Recorder of Deeds, Dr. Paul Hartley at Preferred Primary Care Physicians, M&R Transit, Gary's Auto Sales, Movement Physiotherapy, Farmana Pharmacy, Shop and Save, Walnut Hill, Uniontown, SWGI and U.S. Digestive Health, Two Brothers Tree and Stump Service, State Farm Agent Lauren Yeoman, Fayette County Recorder of Deeds John Marietta, Stewart Collision, Uniontown Detailing, Casey Sports Cafe, Target Safety Solutions, Mike Kelly Toyota of Uniontown, George Dental Associates, Magisterial District Judge Nathan Henning, Tucci Brothers Pizza, Sandy Howe Notary Services, Marcon Building Supplies, Ted Silva and Son Body and Fender Repair, Watson Mundorf LLP, Bright Stripe Steel Coating and Line Striping, and by the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital. Now stay tuned for the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show here on WMBS.
From Mustang Field here in Laurel Highlands High School, it's time for high school football action on WMBS, the Triple Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live tonight as the 2-2 Mount Pleasant Vikings take on the 2-2 Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Aaron Raffel in his first year as the head coach of Laurel Highlands. Jason Fazekas in his ninth year as the head coach of the Mount Pleasant Vikings. Brian Morozak along with Tony Hanola. Steve Superk's going to join us for all of the play-by-play. Carl Childs behind the camera on our Facebook Live video feed, and Nick Barczyk back inside our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law studios. Our pregame show is always being brought to you by the Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes. They'll get you ready for the game. They're located 217 West Main Street in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-9812 for the Sprouse Insurance Group. And Tony, the final tune-up for both Mount Pleasant and Laurel Highlands before conference play begins next week.
Yeah, and it's a big game for the Mustangs. Obviously started out 2-0, and then all of a sudden all these injuries and everything, and right now they're struggling even to put together a little bit of offense as well.
The Mustangs still banged up, and they'll look very similar to what we saw last week against Indiana. Noah Lyons still out with that shoulder injury, no timetable for his return. Of course, Gio Guerriere out for the season with the ankle injury, torn Achilles. Marion Jones not expected back until after back for the Ringgold game after the Char Valley game next week. Zymir Green will play tonight, but he'll be limited. Scotty McLay still in concussion protocol. And Nick Crouch serving the second game of a two-game WPIAL suspension. He'll be back next week.
Yeah, that's a lot of key players out for the Mustangs. And as we said, this is a tough team. Mount Pleasant playing some pretty good football right now. Beat Ambridge last week, but a pretty big offensive line, so it's going to be a tall task for the Mustang defense here tonight.
Yeah, Laurel Highlands has dropped back-to-back games in big ways, 54-7 to Southmoreland 2 weeks ago. And, Tony, you and I made the trek up to Indiana last week, and it wasn't pretty for the Mustangs as they fell 48-7.
Yeah, and really couldn't get anything going offensively at all, Brian. I mean, they really struggled, and it's one of those things. The defense couldn't put anything together, and it was a rough game for the Mustangs.
Mount Pleasant eked out a 28-27 win over Ambridge last week. As we said, they're 2-2 on the season. I think their offensive style is very similar to what we saw from Indiana last week. You'll see a lot of different guys touching the football.
Well, and that's the thing. The Mustangs' defense, as we mentioned, a little banged up, and it's one of those things where, when you have a lot of offensive weapons like Mount Unpleasant does, it's one of those things where it's just one, they need to play good defense here tonight.
It was close when these two schools met last year with Laurel Highlands winning in overtime 21-20. That was the first time the two schools had met since 2017 when the Mustangs downed the Vikings 21-14 here at Laurel Highlands High School. This is only the 8th all-time meeting between the schools, with Laurel Laurel Highlands holding a 4-3 edge in the series. But the Vikings, they've been consistent over the last couple of years. In fact, they made the WPIAL playoffs the last 6 years and even picked up a 2021 playoff win over Burrell. They did fall in the first round of the playoffs last year to Freeport, 44-20. Of course, on the Laurel Highlands side, they had back-to-back trips to the WPIAL quarterfinals in 2021 and 2022. They went 2-8 2 years ago, 4-5 last year. They're really going to have to get healthy quick if they want to make a 2025 playoff run.
Yeah, and it looked pretty promising early on. Like we mentioned, went 2-0 to start the season, and the defense played well, only gave up 1 touchdown in those 2 games. But as we mentioned, all the injuries and everything like that, and it's going to make it a tough season for the Mustangs.
Yeah, the Mustangs will open up Big Six Conference play here at home next week against Chartiers Valley. Our live video stream tonight, courtesy of Dr. Paul Hartley at Preferred Primary Care Physicians, the Catholic War Veterans, Post 1669 in Hopwood, and Watson Mundorf, LLP. Stay tuned. Our Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show continues. We'll talk to Laurel Highlands head coach Aaron Raff. We'll also get a check-in with Josh Scully and TJ DeStefano from the Uniontown-Albert Gallatin game here on WMBS, the Trib Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
Thurby Riverside Ford announces the C Ford in a new light sales event. Check out these special deals.
The 2025 new Ford F-150 XLT Hybrid 4x4 has 3.9% for 60 months plus $3,000 in retail bonus cash. How about the best-selling SUV in America? The 2025 new Ford Explorer has 3.9% for 60 months plus $1,500 open bonus cash. And the king of all trucks, the new 2025 Super Duty XL 4x4 has 3.9% for 60 months or $1,500 retail customer cash.
Time to see Ford in a new light. Did I mention the new 2025 Ford Maverick Crew Cab XL all-wheel drive starting at just $29,065?
Thurby's Riverside Ford, your 26-time Ford Presidential Award-winning dealer, located 1 mile past the casino at Nemacolin. Hurry, offer ends September 30th. Ford Motor Credit financing required. See Joey, Jimmy, Sammy, or Ashley for your Thurby deal.
When you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And there's no one that knows that feeling like Uniontown Allstate agent David Bates, because he works every day to get people like you the coverage they need with the savings they deserve. Contact David Bates at 724-439-9700 for your free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
Now is the perfect time to upgrade your outdoor area with a new fence from All Around Fence Company. Conveniently located at 7896 National Pike, Uniontown. All Around Fence has been installing quality residential, commercial, and farm fencing for more than 45 years. Offering residential fencing including chain link, decorative aluminum, steel, and more, All Around Fence has the fence for you. All Around Fence is also your one-stop shop for Nutrena products and also carries livestock, equine, and pet supplies. So if you need to upgrade an existing fence, add a new gate, or are considering the installation of an all-new fence, All Around Fence has the answers you need. Visit them Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 9 to 1, or give them a call at 724-439-0331. To learn more, visit allaroundfence.com.
I've been thinking about switching primary care providers. It takes forever to get an appointment, and when I finally get in, the staff acts like they don't even care that I'm there.
That's so frustrating. You deserve a provider who listens, values your time, and truly cares about your health.
That's exactly what I need. Someone who sees me as a person, not just another name on a chart.
Then you should check out Montgomery Medical. They treat you like family, offer personalized care, and even have same-day appointments.
At Montgomery Medical, your health is our priority. Call 724-569-8100 Montgomery Medical, a family tradition of family medicine.
When your car is damaged, the name to remember is Ted Silva & Son Body and Fender Repair. Family owned and operated for 62 years and providing quality, reliable service, Ted Silva & Son offers complete collision service, minor to major repairs, frame and unibody repair, and glass installation. They'll blueprint your vehicle for repair and work with your insurance company. With their environmentally friendly waterborne paint process, Ted Silva & Son not only cares for our community and children, they care for our environment. located on Atlas Road in Hopwood. It's their goal to alleviate the stress of an accident and assist you in any way. So bring your vehicle over to Silva. Call 724-437-2351. Now Ted Silva proudly introduces his new company, Target Safety Solutions, Atlas Road in Hopwood, providing vehicle alignments, calibrations, minor mechanical repairs, state inspections, including trailers up to 10,000 pounds. Safety, our target, your solution. Check their website at targetsafetysolutionsllc.com. Ted Silva is proud to support local high school sports.
Brian Morozek back here in the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show. High school football action on WMBS tonight. The Laurel Highlands Mustangs hosting the Mount Pleasant Vikings. Also video coverage of the Uniontown Red Raiders taking on the Albert Gallatin Colonials. Being joined now by Laurel Highlands head coach Aaron Raffel. And Aaron, things were certainly tough for your Mustangs last week on the road up in Indiana, shorthanded, playing without 6 offensive and 5 defensive starters.
Oh yeah, no, it was definitely a challenge for us. We knew it was going to be rough, and we were able to pull through it anyway with a little bit of dignity. But no, we've been actually focusing this week on trying to get the next guy up and try to get some guys qualified. We got a couple of new guys that are in that seem as though they're going to be holding the ground for us.
Do you anticipate getting anybody back this week?
We're hopeful to get at least one of them back this week. He should start practice today, so we'll see what kind of shape he's in. So we'll keep moving forward with those guys.
Now, if you think at this point of the season, you're just trying to get back on track. You started off the year 2-0, have lost the last 2, and this will be your last non-conference tune-up before conference play opens up next week against Chartiers Valley.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, the younger guys that we've brought in, that we're trying to develop them anyway, and we're hoping that it's a good game for them. Give them an opportunity to learn what we're doing a little bit more and see it in the line of fire, so to speak.
You look at the Vikings; they're 2-2, coming off a close win, 28-27 last week against Ambridge.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to this game. I think we've got a pretty good level of competition between us and them. They've got some size, but we've got some speed, so we'll see if we can put the two together and battle it out a little bit Friday night.
And looking at some of their stats, they have a lot of guys that really touch the football on the offensive side.
Yeah, actually, quite a few, and it's just a matter of trying to contain those threats, and that's usually going to be our biggest focus.
And I know you weren't here last year when the two teams met. It was an overtime win for Laurel Highlands up at Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, I saw some film on that, and definitely a battle, and different set of personnel on both sides there. So we'll see how that goes.
What are you trying to get out of this last non-conference game before conference play opens up next week?
Confidence. We want to try to get some more confidence in our guys, and especially the young guys, and hopefully we'll be getting some of the returners back for next week, and keep building on that as we move forward.
And you look at the Big Six Conference this year, I think from top to bottom certainly has been improved. You look at Chartiers Valley, they seem like they're a better team than a year ago. Ringgold has had a nice little resurgence, and then the big dogs, obviously Thomas Jefferson, Belle Vernon, and Trinity Daly seem to be good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's definitely we have a long road ahead of us, but like I say, we just stay focused on what we're doing and keep moving forward.
Aaron, best of luck this week against Mount Pleasant. We'll see you out there on Friday night.
Sounds good. I appreciate it.
That's Laurel Highlands head coach Aaron Raffel. The Mustangs at home tonight, taking on the Mount Pleasant Vikings. And we'll have more ahead on our Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show in just a moment.
Looking for a dentist? Dr. Michael George and Dr. Ashley Parker of George Dental Associates, a Uniontown staple, has over 40 years' experience treating patients of all ages. Their caring, professional team of dentists and their staff offer a full range of dental services, including restorative, preventative, pediatric, cosmetic, and so much more. Visit GeorgeDentalAssociates.com today. That's GeorgeDentalAssociates.com, and find out how they can enhance your smile through the art of dentistry. Wishing the Mustangs a successful season.
Ready to score big on your next home? Well, great news. Huge savings are waiting for you at Clayton Homes of Belle Vernon. From open floor plans perfect for game day parties to energy-efficient homes that will help you save money all season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Belle Vernon at 4500 Route 51.
NovaCare Rehabilitation in Uniontown is accessible for all of your recovery needs. New at NovaCare is pelvic floor physical therapy, a specialized program to treat patients with pelvic floor dysfunction related to bladder, bowel, sexual function, and pregnancy postpartum. These issues can affect both women and men and include urinary frequency, urgency and incontinence, pelvic pain, constipation, IBS, menopause, painful periods, and more. Call 724-437-0556 for an appointment in Uniontown. Personalize your care with NovaCare.
I'm attorney Bill Martin, partner at Radcliffe Martin Law.
If you were injured in an accident, don't know where to turn, and want to know what your rights are, we'd be happy to meet with you. We're local and have helped hundreds of people here in Fayette County recover in accident cases. Most importantly, we pride ourselves on being able to locate coverage or find claims that other attorneys may have missed. Call us about your case at 724-439-3939. Radcliffe Martin Law, your local injury attorney.
The Sea Harbor Auto Group is bringing service to your door with the exclusive Sea Harbor Service Valets. Just call to schedule your next service appointment, and we'll come pick up your car, then drop it off after the work is finished. We'll even wash it for you. Call us today at 724-930-7766 to schedule your next appointment. Pickup and delivery with white glove service. Never wait in a service lounge again. Call us today at 724-930-7766.
Just that easy. Do you need a fast, friendly notary service that is open in the evening? Sandy Howell Notary Services is here for you, offering WPA and West Virginia plates and ready to assist with your vehicle, boat, motorcycle, and ATV registrations and transfers, plate renewals, and more. Serving Fayette County and all surrounding areas, open weekdays from 10 to 8:30 and Saturdays from 9 to 5. Sandy Howell Notary Services, Dry Knob Road, Smithfield. Call 724-564-8955. Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you by name.
Do you have a job around the house that you just aren't sure how to tackle? Then it's time to call Fulham's Full Service, your Best in Fayette Gold Medal winner for professional maintenance and handyman. Fully licensed and insured, owner Cody Fulham does it all, from home renovations and repairs to landscaping and auto detailing. Needless to say, he's ready to help you. Call Fulham's today at 724-466-4194 and follow them on Facebook to learn more about their projects and the work they can do for you.
Uniontown Detailing offers an all-inclusive auto care experience. Services include full auto detailing, professional ceramic coatings, window tinting, undercoating, paintless dent repair, and more. Uniontown Detailing has moved to a new location on 255 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown. Stop by and check them out today. Best of luck this season to all local teams from Uniontown Detailing.
Hey everybody, Friday night under the lights are back. High school football is more than a game. It's about community, teamwork, and pride. Just like our local heroes who serve our nation. Fayette County Recorder of Deeds is proud to honor our veterans with the Veteran ID program. By recording your DD-214, veterans can receive a secure photo ID and access discounts at participating local businesses. Support our student athletes. Support our veterans. Together we build a stronger Fayette County.
Prime Rosek back here in the Browns Insurance Group pregame show. High school football action on WMBS tonight. The Laurel Highlands Mustangs hosting the Mount Pleasant Vikings. Uniontown and York Run taking on the Albert Gallatin Colonials. During the basketball season last year, Billy Dice presented us the This Date in Uniontown basketball history segment. We figured we'd resurrect it not only for the Red Raiders but also for the Mustangs, since we have history going back on both programs. So look back on September the 19th. Laurel Highlands 2-5 all-time on this date. And the Mustangs and the Red Raiders actually got together on this date back in 2014. That was the game won by the Mustangs over the Red Raiders by a score of 39-14. Laurel Highlands would finish 4-6 that season and lose to Central Valley in the first round of the playoffs. On this date back in 2008, Laurel Highlands shut out Southmoreland by a score of 56-0. The Mustangs were scheduled to play Ambridge on this date back in 2003. The game actually got started and then got suspended due to some storms moving through the area. It was made up the next day, and Ambridge knocked out the Mustangs 27-26. On this date back in 1997, Hempfield shut out Laurel Highlands 23-0. On this date back in 1986, Laurel Highlands lost to Penn Trafford by a score of 22-15. The Mustangs and the Mount Pleasant Vikings got together on this date back in 1980, and it was the Vikings that came out on top of the Mustangs by a score of 21-8. The Mustangs also lost to Elizabeth Ford on this date back in 1975 by a score of 20-12. And on this date back in 1969, Laurel Highlands lost to Charleroi 34-14, and that was the first time the Mustangs had played on September the 19th. For Uniontown, they have an all-time record of 8-5-1 on this date in history. The first time the Red Raiders played on September the 19th, it was back in 1931 when Uniontown knocked off North Union High by a score of 7-0. The Red Raiders also had a 20-14 win over Scott High back in 1941. Boston Sims with 2 touchdown runs in that game. On this date back in 1947, Uniontown lost to German Township by a score of 26-6. The Red Raiders had a win over Dunbar on this date back in 1952 by a score of 31-13. Bill Cameo had 3 touchdown runs in that contest. On this date back in 1958, Uniontown knocked off Trinity 26-12. Bill Muncie 2 touchdowns for the Red Raiders. The teams would play again 1 year later on the same date, and Trinity would shut out the Red Raiders 13-0. Uniontown had a 6-6 tie with Johnstown on this date back in 1964. Uniontown lost at Cannon Mac on this date back in 1969, 22-14. The Red Raiders had an 8-0 shutout win over Baldwin on this date back in 1975. Uniontown also shut out West Mifflin on this date back in 1980. Larry Vignali had 3 touchdown runs in that game. The Red Raiders knocked off Cannon Mac again on this date back in 1986, 32-3. Bo Karpiak had 3 touchdown runs. And the Red Raiders would play also on this date back in 1997 and fall to Mount Lebanon by a score of 33-26. Dave Milsom had a 86-yard kickoff return for a touchdown and a 74-yard touchdown pass in that game. On this date back in 2008, Uniontown would defeat Albert Gallatin. So these two schools meeting here again in 2025 on the same date they met back in 2008. And on that meeting back in 2008, again, it was a 42-6 Uniontown win. Jason Guthrie had 2 touchdowns for the Red Raiders. We mentioned Laurel Highlands' 39-14 win over Uniontown back in 2014. On the Uniontown side, Lyric Ellis scored both the touchdowns for the Red Raiders. So that's this date in history for both Uniontown and Laurel Highlands on September the 19th. We'll talk to Ian McMeans from Steel City Blitz when the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show continues right after this.
The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
Our next meeting will open our radio is Anna Smith.
Amador Transit, locally owned and operated by the Scott family, have been helping students travel to school safely in the Fayette County area for more than 4 years. Amador Transit is a proud sponsor of Laurel Highlands High School sports and wishes all the area teams good luck. For more information about Amador Transit, call them 724-439-3164. 724-439-3164. Or stop by their office at 253 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown.
Chris Parker Jr., what's happening at Autoland for September?
September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and Autoland wants to focus on the Hyundai Hope on Wheels program, which has donated over $275 million to pediatric cancer research with every new Hyundai purchase since 1998. Hyundai is committed to pediatric cancer research, not just in September, but every day, all year long.
September is also the beginning of fall.
It's the beginning of the 2026 Model Year 2. With falling prices, great deals, and a super selection of 2025 Hyundai. Interest rates remain high at other banks, but you can take advantage of 0% interest for 48 months on the 25 Santa Fe, or 1.99% financing for 60 months on 25 Tucsons and Sonatas, or lease a 25 Hyundai Elantra SE for only $229 per month.
And every new Hyundai comes with 3-year free complimentary maintenance, Hyundai owner assurance, America's best warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Autoland Hyundai, 25 East Fayette Street, Uniontown. Or visit their website, AutolandHyundai.com.
And remember, you always pay less to drive the best at Autoland Hyundai.
And good evening, everybody, from Albert Gallatin High School as we're getting set for the Uniontown Red Raiders taking on the Albert Gallatin Colonials here tonight on senior night. I'm TJ DeStefano. I'll be joined by Josh Scully tonight here for this game. And our pregame show is being brought to you by the Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes. They will get you ready for the game. They're located at 217 West Main Street in Uniontown. Call 724-437-9812 for the Sprouse Insurance Group. Uniontown comes in with a record of 2-2 on the season, coached by Tim Batowski in his first season. And the Red Raiders were shut out last week 40-0 at Alderdice. Second time this year that Uniontown has been shut out. The other one was in the opener to Laurel Highlands, 27-0, and the Red Raiders were not shut out at all last year, so they've already been shut out twice this season. On the other side, for Albert Gallatin, they come in with a record of 4-0. They're coached by Drew Dindle in his 8th season, and the Colonials are on a pretty good roll as of late. They have won 7 in a row overall, dating back to last season. They beat Uniontown the last 7 meetings, and for the 7th time, the 7 wins, that is the most since their consolidation in 1987. So the Colonials are off to a very good start, and this is their 7th year playing an independent schedule. They're 33-20. Uniontown, this is their 5th year on an independent schedule. They are 17-22. So again, Josh and I will be joining you here at around 6:30 on our WNBS YouTube page, and the game will be kicking off at 7 o'clock, so we hope you will join us then. So again, Albert Gallatin, Uniontown, it's senior night for AG, and we'll have all the action on our WNBS YouTube page here tonight. We'll continue with more of our C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night right after this on WNBS.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sproul's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to SproulsInsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Good times and good food. It's all at Potter's Bar and Grill on Morgantown Street in Uniontown, family owned and operated. Potter's has been a staple in the Uniontown community since 1950. So get out of the house and make your next night out at Potter's Bar and Grill on Morgantown Street in Uniontown. Call them up at 724-438-9835. That's 724-438-9835. Or visit Potter's on Facebook. We'll see you at Potter's.
McClure & Wolf, certified public accountants, your full-service accounting firm serving the tri-state area since 1926, is conveniently located at 538 Morgantown Street in Uniontown. Offering tax, accounting, auditing, payroll, management advisory, and estate planning services, McClure & Wolf is recognized as an industry leader in providing their clients with quality professional services. To find out more about their services, visit them online at www.McClureWolfCPAs.com or give them a call at 724-437-2000 for McClure & Wolf, certified public accountant.
Brian Rozak back here on the Sproul's Insurance Group pregame show. High school football on WBS tonight. The Mount Pleasant Vikings, the Laurel Highlands taking on the Mustangs. The Uniontown Red Raiders also on the road. They're taking on the Albert Gallatin Colonials. Being joined again this week by Ian McMeans from Steel City Blitz. Ian, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great. We're almost halfway through the high school football season, which is hard to believe. After this week's games, this will pretty much be the midpoint because teams will have 5 games in the books and 5 weeks left to go.
Taking a look at our matchups tonight, we'll start first with Laurel Highlands hosting Mount Pleasant. The Mustangs really banged up. They were without 6 offensive starters and 5 defensive starters last week and got walloped by Indiana. Mount Pleasant coming off a close win against Ambridge. We're hoping for a competitive game tonight.
Yeah, and Laurel Highlands had a pretty close game against Ambridge a few weeks ago, so seeing Mount Pleasant play them close is, kind of hopeful that this game can be, a close one as well and competitive. And really for Laurel Highlands, it's all about trying to get their guys back and healthy for when conference play starts next week, which is, when the rubber really meets the road. So hopefully they can get through this game without any more injuries, because it's been a pretty brutal start to the season from an injury standpoint for the Mustangs.
Yeah, the Mustangs are still short-handed. Certainly might be an uphill battle once conference play starts. Though Chartiers Valley coming up next week. They're playing some pretty good football right now. And then you look at Ringgold the week after, and the Rams off to a 3-1 start. And I think the overall quality, top to bottom, certainly much improved in the conference this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Ringgold team you mentioned, I think, is probably one of the biggest surprises in the WPIAL. They're playing Southmoreland this week, who's off to a 4-0 start. And just thinking about Ringgold and Southmoreland, 2 programs that not too long ago were bottom feeders in their respective conferences, now having a combined 7-1 record and facing off in one of the biggest non-conference games of the week here at the midpoint of the season is kind of a surprise, but really nice for those 2 programs to see them turn it around as well.
What do you know about Mount Pleasant?
So Mount Pleasant, they've always been a pretty strong running team. They run like a triple option kind of attack, usually have a quarterback who can throw the ball pretty well. They've been in some close games, though, this year. Their opening win against Jeanette, they came back and won that one 29-23. They lost a close one to Burrell 28-21, then last week 28-27 against Ambridge. So, they've been a pretty consistent playoff contender in 3A for, the last decade or so. Haven't really made a lot of noise in the postseason, but this Mount Pleasant team seems a little bit weaker in comparison than some prior iterations of the team. They had some of their star players graduate, so it's been a little bit inconsistent for them so far this year, but I would expect them to try and grind it out, really rely on their running game when they need to. They'll always throw a bunch of backs at you, right? That they've got, I think, 4 rushers so far that have over 100 yards this season. So they're going to throw a variety of players at Laurel Highlands and basically say, we're going to dare you to stop our scheme. It doesn't really matter who's carrying the ball.
And, of course, last year the two programs met. Laurel Highlands put out an overtime win.
Yeah. And like we said, if you compare things on paper right now, these teams look pretty close, right? They both played Ambridge to a pretty close game. So we'll see how it all shakes out when they play on Friday night. But for both of these squads, too, this is kind of the last tune-up before conference play. So you may see them trying to work a couple things out that they want to make sure they have down pat when they get into conference play next week. Mount Pleasant in the 3A Interstate Conference, where Elizabeth Forward's kind of been the dominant force. But, some other teams there look pretty good. Southmoreland looks really good in that conference as well, who's been Mount Pleasant's historical rivals. So they've got some things they need to gear up for, too.
We'll have more with Ian McMeans from Steel City Blitz, getting you ready for our games tonight. Laurel Highlands hosting Mount Pleasant, Uniontown and Albert Gallatin here on WMBS.
Looking for the highest quality products at the lowest prices? Shop and save on Walnut Hill and Uniontown has the widest selection of brands and the freshest offerings around. They specialize in your family's grocery needs. Save big and sign up for the Shop and Save Perks card to get money-saving benefits and discounts on gas. Shop and Save. Walnut Hill Road, Uniontown, open 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. Working hard to offer you the best at Shop and Save because it's the just right thing to do.
The Catholic War Veterans Post 1669 in Hopwood is a proud supporter of local high school sports. In fact, their annual charity golf outing has contributed dozens of scholarships to Fayette County students. The Catholic War Veterans Post 1669 in Hopwood, wishing all of our local high school teams a great season.
Attorneys Bobby Gordon, Shane Gannon, and Tim Witt at Watson Mundorf LLP wish the Laurel Highlands Mustangs and all of our local teams the best of luck this year. Watson Mundorf is a premier regional law firm whose experience and expertise empower it to not only be an advocate for its clients, but also provide them with exceptional service to exceed expectations. With offices in Uniontown and Connellsville, they are local and here to serve you. Call 724-626-8882 for attorneys Bobby Gordon, Shane Gannon, and Tim.
In a world of big corporations and interpersonal experiences, there's something truly special about family-owned businesses. For over 70 years, the Mike Kelly Automotive family has been serving the community with integrity, honesty, and a commitment to putting families first. And we're not stopping anytime soon. Our commitment to excellent sales and service remains stronger than ever. Visit us today and experience the Mike Kelly Automotive difference. Because when you buy from us, you buy from family.
Ready to update your home? Find what you need at Zen's Construction Warehouse. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff will be happy to help you the old-fashioned way. Zen's is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 2. 485 Walnut Hill Road in Continental. Zen's Construction Warehouse, 724-366-8274. Or visit Zen's Construction Warehouse's Facebook page.
Zen's Construction Warehouse, our surplus to savings.
Hard work, respecting others, and being a good team member are values that South Union Township Supervisor Jason Scott knows well. Whether he's running a machine, repairing storm drains, operating a plow truck, or working with his fellow supervisors on economic growth, Jason Scott is working every day to keep residents safe, maintain the strength of our local businesses, and enhance the quality of life in South Union Township. Best wishes for a great season from Jason Scott, who would appreciate your vote for Township Supervisor.
Paid for by the
Any day is a good day to shop at Reese Warehouse, where you will find your favorite brands of furniture, bedding, and appliances at great prices every day. Plus great service, such as delivery and setup in your home, and no interest financing available for qualified buyers. Shop Monday through Friday, 9 until 6, and Saturday, 9 till 5. Reese Warehouse, the Superstore, Gans Woodbridge Road in Smithfield. And Reese Warehouse thanks you for choosing them as the 2024 Best in Fayette Appliance and Mattress Store.
Your heat on the fritz? Your AC stop working? Your pipes backed up? Did your lights go out? Well, for all your heating, air conditioning, electric, and plumbing emergencies, CHIPS Residential Services is here for you. Located right in Uniontown and offering 24-hour emergency service, let the experts at CHIPS help you through all your emergency needs, as well as installation and regular service. Call 724-366-8046 to get the help you need today. Your hometown team of technicians, CHIPS Residential Services.
Prime Rosenk back here on the Sprouts Insurance Group pregame show, continuing our conversation with Ian McMeans from Steel City Blitz. And Ian, our other game tonight on WMBS will have the Albert Gallatin Colonials hosting the Uniontown Red Raiders. Uniontown at 2-2, but Albert Gallatin, they've been impressive, off to a 4-0 start with some nice quality wins.
Yeah, it's been really impressive for Albert Gallatin. We talked last week about their sort of budding rivalry that they've had with the Northern Garrett team from Maryland over the last few years. A really impressive 40-24 victory for them. And I think the most impressive thing for Albert Gallatin is just how much their offense is clicking. They've put up 40-plus points in 3 out of their 4 games. So, really exciting things happening down there for a program that really has gone through the full gamut of rebuilding themselves from, having a long losing streak when they left the WPIAL to, having to go through independent schedules, and they seem to have found a really nice groove here of playing some teams from Maryland that are relatively close by, some teams from West Virginia, some other Fayette County schools. I remember the first couple of years when Albert Gallatin went independent, they were having to travel out to York, Pennsylvania, in the eastern part of the state to find opponents. But now they've really, put themselves in a good spot from a geographic standpoint too, where they don't have to travel very far, which is good for their fan base, that they can attend more games and build up some kind of local rivalries in Maryland and West Virginia with schools that are close by too.
It's going to be interesting to see if they finish off 8-2 or 9-1 this year, and of course we'll be coming up to a new WPIAL realignment starting next year. If they might try to get back into the league, especially if they might be a 4A program next year. Uniontown's already said they're coming back with their head coach Tim Bukowski, so it's going to be interesting to see if Albert Gallatin follows suit.
Yeah, and I think it really, like you said, with the realignment, is going to make a big difference, because I remember, the last year that Uniontown was in the WPIAL, they were in 3A and got stuck in a conference with Burl and North Catholic and Indiana, and they were having to make some really long trips because the WPIAL did a weird thing where they split it east and west instead of north and south, which would have made infinitely more sense. But nevertheless, I think if a couple of those Fayette County schools all come back together, I don't know what's going on in Connellsville, if they're thinking about coming back maybe, but if a bunch of them come back and can get in a conference together, if they all land in 4A, then that also keeps those local rivalries alive. That keeps the, ability to control travel a little bit better, and just, helps overall getting fans to the games and continuing to build interest in the program. So it'd be great to see them come back in, but I think it may also kind of depend on what some of the neighboring schools decide to do as well, just because you don't want to lose some of those rivalries that they've been able to have being independent, right? Like Albert Gallatin this year is playing Connellsville, they're playing Uniontown, they're playing Brownsville, some of the other independents down there. So they've been able to build up almost a pseudo Fayette County League with being independent.
If you go back to their last realignment cycle, I think one of the reasons Connellsville went independent is because they would have fallen in 5A. Of course, you had the Votech kids counting as 100% instead of 10% like they had done in the past, which kind of bumped Connellsville up to the 5A classification. And I think the decision-making factor for the Falcons might be whether they're going to be a 5A school or a 4A school to determine whether they're going to be an independent next year or play in the league.
Right, and to your point about Connellsville, they probably would have landed in that Big East Conference in 5A with, Latrobe not super far away, but then when you get into the likes of Kiski and Armstrong, like those are long road trips to take for Connellsville. So I can totally understand why they went the independent route just because of the travel schedule and everything else. And I think too, like you mentioned with the VOTEC kids and things like that, this past cycle was kind of the big shock to the system of it having to count for the first time ever, and there was a lot of movement that happened. But now I think that they're going to continue to count moving forward. It'll probably stabilize things and normalize it a little bit. But the one thing I will mention on that front is that it gave I'll say non-boundary schools, the Catholic, the private, the charter schools, things like that, not necessarily just in football, but in basketball too, a really big advantage that a lot of non-boundary schools were actually able to move down in classification because they're only counting the kids that are enrolled there. They don't have that additional add-on of those, VOTEC schools VOTEC kids that all the public schools have. So it was really a benefit to the non-boundary schools what they did with realignment. If I had my personal way and ran the PIAA myself, which I don't, but if I did, I would look at something like Ohio or New York does, where they have a multiplier for the non-boundary schools and say, okay, this is your enrollment, but you have to multiply it by 1.5 or 1.6 so that they have to play up in a slightly higher classification, because they can get kids from a much wider boundary area. So that's something the PIAA could consider to kind of, they added enrollment numbers to the public schools. They might need to do something for the non-boundary schools to say, hey, okay, we understand your enrollment is X, but because you can draw kids from all over, it really should be like X times 1.5 or whatever, just to increase them a little bit.
We'll wrap things up with Ian McMeans with Steel City Blitz right after this.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you'll get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. In fact, State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman is your go-to agent in Uniontown for the service you deserve at the price you want. So try to combine home and auto today. State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call 724-592-6308 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
John Clinton with Dominic Carbone from your 7-time President's Award-winning Ford of Uniontown. Dom, let's get down to business. I hear we're having a big sale on F-150s.
Now that, JC, is an understatement. Check this out. We are taking up to $7,000 off MSRP on 2025 F-150 XL and XLT models, and you get these low interest rates: 3.9 for 60 months, 4.9 for 72, and 5.9 for 84. And yes, guys, you get both savings and the low interest rate. That's not a steal, that's a deal. John, we are making aggressive offers on all new inventory, so don't miss out. Stop, click, or call and get all the details.
Dom, along with Ford Motor Company, we are taking part in the largest dealer food drive in the world. So check this out. We're going to have a brand new F-150 in the showroom, and we're asking our customers and friends of the store to drop off all non-perishable food items to help us take part in the global month of caring. The food drive runs from the 15th to the 25th of September. Thank you in advance for your generosity. That's 40 Uniontown, on the hill across from Applebee's, or 40uniontown.com. Offer includes all applicable incentives, must finance the Ford Motor Credit, and not all buyers will.
Casey's Sports Cafe, located at 243 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown and owned by the Vernon family, wants you to know they have new hours. Monday and Friday from 7 to 3, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday 7 to 7, and Saturday and Sunday 7 to 2. Come on into Casey's and check out their new menu ideas and entrees. They can also cater your next event. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Casey's is the place to eat. Call 724-550-4126. Casey's, the best in Fayette County.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest. Now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
For funeral services from pre-need to at-need, burial or cremation, call Gates Funeral Home and Crematory, located at 136 North Gallatin Avenue in a beautifully restored historic home. Family owned and operated by Rick Gates, former Brownsville resident and Guyville alumni, the Gates Funeral Home and Crematory offers warmth, convenience, affordability, and ample parking. With a knowledgeable funeral director and compassionate staff, the Gates family and the Gates Funeral Home and Crematory are ready to assist you.
Accidents
can happen at any time. At Stewart Collision Service in Uniontown, we are here to repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition. Have dents? Stewart Collision Service does paintless dent repair. So give us a call at 724-437-9381 or stop by 73 East Fayette Street for all your collision needs. We work with all insurances. Stewart Collision supports our local high school sports team and wish you the best this season. That's Stewart Collision Service, 73 East Fayette Street in Uniontown, 724-437-9381.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, Jeff Dennis of RE/MAX Select Realty is your local realtor of choice. Jeff and his team are proud members of our community and have the skills, knowledge, and ability to meet your needs. Call them today at 724-933-6300, extension 903, or visit them in person, 542 Morgantown Street in Uniontown. And remember to follow Jeff Dennis' team RE/MAX Select Realty on Facebook today.
Wrapping things up with Ian McMeans from Steel City Blitz, getting ready for our two games tonight. The Mount Pleasant Vikings at Laurel Highlands and Uniontown at Albert Gallatin. Some other local games tonight, Morgantown, West Virginia, there at Connellsville. Conotton Valley, Ohio, which is actually just south of Canton, has a road trip in to take on Brownsville tonight. Frazier back in Eastern Conference play. They have a tough game at Clairton. And the Tri-County South Bet Center at Bentworth, California. They're at Avella. Carmichael's at Jefferson Morgan and West Green hosting Mapletown.
Yeah, I'll talk about the Tri-County South for a minute. So I think Avella is one of the great stories of the WPIAL so far this year, off to a 4-0 start to the season, taking on a California team who won a tough battle with Bentworth last week. California edged them out 8-7, and that was a Bentworth team that I was kind of like, maybe they can make some noise this year. They snuck into the playoffs last year, like maybe they can find their way into being a contender. So that was a hard-fought battle for California. They got through there. I think they're better than Avella. Avella really hasn't played anyone super tough yet this year, so I think California should be okay with Avella, but California and Jefferson Morgan really are going to be the top two in the conference again this year, and they faced off in Week 9 last year and had a heck of a game that came right down to the wire, and I'm imagining they'll probably face off for the conference title in Week 9 again. So some fun things happening in the Tri-County South. Avella's a great storyline, but I have a feeling California's going to run all over them this week.
What other big games do you have your eye on tonight?
Yeah, so now that we're starting to get into conference play a little bit here, some classifications have conference play, a couple still have non-conference play till next week when everyone gets into it. Up in 6A, North Allegheny taking on a resurgent Norwin team who just beat Seneca Valley last week. North Allegheny beat Hempfield last week, so two teams that are off to 1-0 starts in 6A in their conference play. North Allegheny's 4-0 overall, Norwin's 3-1, so pretty good matchup as far as records go. In 5A teams have taken some lumps this year. The Big East Conference, Penn Trafford's the only team right now with an above 500 record, but they just lost to Woodland Hills this past week, who's the defending conference champions. They're sitting at 2-2. And even the Northeast Conference, Pine Richland and Plum are the only two with records at 500 or better. So the strength of 5A is really in the Allegheny 6 Conference, and there's only one matchup this week of 5A versus 5A teams where both teams are 500 or better, and that's Plum taking on Pine Richland. In 4A, a pretty good non-conference matchup between Mars and Montour, rematch of the quarterfinal upset last year where Mars knocked out Montour, who was the number 2 seed. In 3A, Avonworth just scored a huge victory over Thomas Jefferson in what we called the Battle of Champions last week, where the defending 3A champs Avonworth took on the defending 4A champs Thomas Jefferson. Avonworth beat them 41-14. TJ returned the opening kick for a touchdown, and then Avonworth's defense really just tightened the screws on him the rest of the game and didn't let them do anything, which is a really impressive victory for Avonworth. We had their head coach, Duke Johncore, on our WPIAL Blitz show this week. Folks can check that interview out on YouTube if they want to. Avonworth's taking on Hopewell, who's another resurgent program. They lost probably the game of the week against Beaver last week. It was a 51-50 final. Hopewell's quarterback, James Armstrong, had over 600 yards of total offense, had like 350 passing and 250-some rushing, 6 total touchdowns, and Hopewell scored at the buzzer to draw within a point. They went for 2 in the win and didn't make it, so Beaver came out victorious. But a pretty tough test for Avonworth now, coming off wins over Aliquippa and TJ, now having to face a Hopewell team that can really light up the scoreboard as they kick off conference play. In 2A, South Park got beat by Steel Valley. They got routed by Steel Valley last week, which is a bit of a surprise for the defending 2A champions. They take on an unbeaten South Allegheny team, whose coach Brian Hansen used to coach at West Green and a couple other places. So pretty cool to see South Allegheny's program come back from really being in the dregs for a long time, too. 1A, a bunch of good matchups. I talked a little bit about the California-Avella game, battle of unbeatens between Fort Cherry and Monessen. Greensburg Central Catholic lost to Clairton last week, which means it kind of sets up like the Jeanette-Leechburg game this week in the Eastern Conference. For whoever wins that one's probably going to be the top challenger to Clairton for the rest of the year in that conference. And then Cornell taking on Bishop Canevin in a game to kind of determine who's going to be the top challenger for Fort Cherry in the in the Black Hills Conference. So some good games all around this week as we get into conference play here. And, as we go on, playoff races are going to start to take shape next week. All the teams that haven't played conference games yet will finally get into conference play. So this is getting to be the midway point in the season, and it's exciting to see where things go from here.
What else you shaking at Steel City Blitz this week?
You can check out all our analysis on SteelCityBlitz.com. Check out our Steel City Blitz podcast, which airs on YouTube every Thursday night, or you can go watch or listen on any platform you want to at any time. And check out my WPIAL Blitz show, which is only on YouTube. It airs Monday nights at 9:30, but you can also catch up on that anytime you want. And my WPIAL standings page, which is fully updated now with all the playoff races and everything else that are happening as we get down the stretch.
And appreciate it as always. We'll have two home games as far as Uniontown and Laurel Highlands next week. The Red Raiders at home hosting Carrot from the Pittsburgh City League. Laurel Highlands will have their conference opener in the Big Six against Chartiers Valley. We'll talk with you during our pregame as always.
Great. Thank you very much for having me.
That's Ian McMeans from Steel City Blitz. Again, coverage of Uniontown at Albert Gallatin, Mount Pleasant at Laurel Highlands, the starting lineups and the opening kickoffs on the way next. We'll get you out to your game right after this on WMBN.
In a world of big corporations and interpersonal experiences, there's something truly special about family-owned businesses. For over 70 years, the Mike Kelly Automotive family has been serving the community with integrity, honesty, and a commitment to putting families first. And we're not stopping anytime soon. Our commitment to excellent sales and service remains stronger than ever. Visit us today and experience the Mike Kelly Automotive difference. Because when you buy from us, you buy from family.
Hello. My name is James Santilli, and I'm asking for your vote this November for Fayette County Recorder of Deeds. As a lifelong county resident, it would be an honor to represent you. I have lived my life, both personally and professionally, treating others how I would want to be treated, always with the foundation of good faith, recognizing we all have so much in common. I am seeking a political position, but it should be an apolitical office. That's my promise. I hope you will consider voting for me this November.
Paid for by the candidate.
At what point did everything change? When did service get taken out of service industries? It's too bad, because people are busy these days. At life, at work, at play. When it comes to your hard-earned money, you want service. Real service. From a person you know and a face you trust. At a bank where changing with the times doesn't mean leaving people behind. We're proud to be a part of your community. We're United Bank, at your service.
The T-Berry Law Office and attorney Vincent M. T-Berry specialize in criminal defense, wills and estates, family law, and personal injury. The T-Berry Law Office is located at 84 East Main Street, across the street from the Fayette County Courthouse in Uniontown. When you need to consult an attorney, make your first call to attorney Vincent M. T-Berry and the T-Berry Law Office. It'll be the only call you need to make. Phone 724-430-0300 or visit their website at tberrylawoffice.com. The T-Berry Law Office. Small town, big results.
Brian Rozak and Steve Superk back here at Laurel Highlands High School. The Mustangs taking on the Mount Pleasant Vikings tonight. And Steve, you weren't with us last week, but certainly a lot for Laurel Highlands to prove tonight. Both of these schools 2-2 overall, but the Mustangs coming off of a tough loss on the road at Indiana last week. In fact, the national anthem coming up, so we're going to pause real quick, and we'll be back and, again, look more in depth at this game tonight. Laurel Highlands taking on Mount Pleasant here on WMBS, the Triple Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
Attention South Union residents. On Election Day, vote for me, Patrick Mahoney, for Township Supervisor. As a lifelong Township resident and a Laurel Highlands graduate, I extend my best wishes to the Mustangs for a great season. As your Township Supervisor, I will be available 24/7 to listen to your ideas and your views, and I will work diligently to bring in good jobs with living wages so that the younger generation can stay in our community. On November 4th, I would appreciate your vote for South Union Township Supervisor. Go Mustangs.
Paid for by the candidate.
The Sea Harbor Auto Group is bringing service to your door with the exclusive Sea Harbor Service Valet. Just call to schedule your next service appointment, and we'll come pick up your car, then drop it off after the work is finished. We'll even wash it for you. Call us today at 724-930-7766 to schedule your next appointment. Pickup and delivery with white glove service. Never wait in a service lounge again. Call us today at 724-930-7766.
It's just that easy. Looking for a dentist? Dr. Michael George and Dr. Ashley Parker of George Dental Associates, a Uniontown staple, has over 40 years' experience treating patients of all ages. Their caring, professional team of dentists and their staff offer a full range of dental services, including restorative, preventative, pediatric, cosmetic, and so much more. Visit GeorgeDentalAssociates.com today. That's GeorgeDentalAssociates.com, and find out how they can enhance your smile through the art of dentistry. Wishing the Mustangs a successful season.
When you are looking to make some extra cash for your aluminum cans, visit Cherokee Recycling, where aluminum can is king. Cherokee Recycling is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4:30, and Saturdays, 8 to 12 noon, closed Sundays and holidays. Give Marcus or Bryce a call today, 724-439-3228, for Cherokee Recycling, where recycling makes the most sense.
The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access, 724-437-7500. Uniontown Detailing offers an all-inclusive auto care experience. Services include full auto detailing, professional ceramic coatings, window tinting, undercoating, paintless dent repair, and more. Uniontown Detailing has moved to a new location on 255 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown. Stop by and check them out today. Best of luck this season to all local teams from Uniontown Detailing.
When it comes to protecting what you love, you want an insurance agent that cares more. Cares more about your world, more about what you need. And that's exactly what you'll get with Uniontown Allstate agent David Bates. An agent who doesn't just know what it's like to live in Uniontown, but wants to protect life here as much as you do. Call David Bates at 724-439-9700 for your free quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Brian Morozak and Steve Subrick back here at Mustang Field, Laurel Highlands High School. The Laurel Highlands Mustangs taking on the Mount Pleasant Vikings tonight. And Steve, as I was mentioning before the national anthem, Laurel Highlands a tough road trip last week up in Indiana. They're banged up. Going to try to get healthy tonight against the Mount Pleasant Vikings before conference play opens up next week against Chartiers Valley.
Yep, and that was, Mount Pleasant always has a pretty good team, and it should be a good test for them. They're 2-2. The Mustangs coming in also at 2-2, so they've got, the Mustangs played pretty good defensively. I watched a little bit of the game last week, and obviously that was not probably their best performance, but before that they played really good against Uniontown and Ambridge defensively. So they got to kind of get back to that if they can get some guys healthy and, make this a game of it. I think the early in the game is going to be really big. They're going to have to stop the big plays and be tighten up on special teams as well.
And for the folks that weren't with us earlier during the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show, updating some of the Mustang injuries, their offensive front's going to look very similar to last week. Noah Lyons still out with a shoulder injury. No timetable for his return. Gio Guerriere now out for the season with an Achilles injury. Marion Jones still out. He won't be back until the Ringgold game in 2 weeks. Zymir Green is back tonight. He'll be limited but won't start for Laurel Highlands. Scotty McLay still in concussion protocol. And Nick Kraut serving the second game of a 2-game WPIAL mandated suspension. He'll be back next week. So that's a lot of bodies really to make up there, Steve.
It's a lot of bodies, and it's one man's injury is another guy's opportunity usually, and so it gives a chance for some of those kids that step up. Now, some of them may not be ready to step up to varsity ball, but they're going to have to. They're going to have to learn quick. And, so they'll kind of learn on the fire here in the firing line. And that's, it's going to be, nothing beats experience, and they're going to get it tonight.
Let's take a look at our starting lineups. Being brought to you by SWGI Specialists, now U.S. Digestive Health at Uniontown, a different name, but the same team providing the same exceptional digestive care to our communities, and wishing the best of luck to our Fayette County teams. So the Laurel Highlands offense tonight will look like on the front line, the left tackle, Joel Hartline. The left guard is Jason Gardner. The center's Cam Van Meter. The right guard, Dante Lewis. Right tackle, Caleb Stroop. Jacob Johnson's the tight end. Freshman Gabe Senafani getting the start at quarterback. He's held his own, Steve. 22 of 38, 204 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. He'll be throwing to Josh Reed, Jonah Coleman, and Elijah Washington tonight, along with Alafia Callaway. And we'll actually see both Aiden Bell and Jonah Coleman in the backfield. On the Laurel Highlands side as well, Donovan Lynn was a game-time decision, but I saw him in a knee brace earlier, Steve, so he's not going to go either.
Doesn't look like it. Anybody wearing a knee brace and probably not going to get the start. And I wanted to talk about Senafani, the quarterback, Brian. I've been really impressed as a freshman. He came in that first in that Ambridge game and didn't have probably wasn't expecting to play much at all, and all of a sudden he got thrown in the fire, and he did very, very well. I thought he held himself accountable. He was pretty good in the pocket, made some nice throws, and I think if the Mustangs can protect him, and that goes for pretty much any level of football. You watch the Steelers; if they protect Rodgers, he's going to throw for a lot of touchdowns and a lot of yards. But if they don't, it's going to be difficult, and especially in high school football. A young kid, he's 5'11", only 175 pounds, which is not small for a high school quarterback, but he's he's back there running for his life back there, avoiding the rush. It's going to be difficult.
I think the issue for Senafani, if you go back to the Ambridge game to where we're at right now, he's lost a lot of weapons.
Well, he's lost a lot of weapons, and you can find guys to run down the field and catch the ball, but you got to have those big guys up front protecting him. And if he doesn't have that, it's going to be tough.
The Mount Pleasant defense tonight will have Charles Stater, Peyton Sham, and Andrew Brodak on the defensive line. Linebackers Colton Kiefer, Anthony Pulagruto, Dane Furman, and Mike Reese. In the secondary, we'll see Gage Vallone, Tristan Turkowitz, Brady Brooks, and Robert Shawley. On the other side for Mount Pleasant, on their offensive line, it'll be Sham Stater. The center is John Kleka. The right guard is Charles Stater. And the right tackle is Trent Stanek. Tight end is Gage Vallone, quarterback Dane Firmstone. And they'll use a number of running backs tonight, including Rage Sukar, Robert Shawley, Stephen Pradina, Tristan Turkowitz, freshman Caden Hudak, who had a breakout game last week against Ambridge, and Brady Brooks. Wide receivers are Robert Hickson and Nick Morrell. Defensively for Laurel Highlands, their front three on the line, Paxton Sigler, Talib Lovett, and Ratu Baladu. Linebackers Jacob Johnson, Chase Rosgoni, Mark Reed, and Tristan Maines. And the secondary, Alafia Callaway. Colton Schweitzer making the move from linebacker to strong safety tonight. Jonah Coleman's the free safety, and Josh Reed is the right corner. So a lot of new names in the lineup for Laurel Highlands here over the last couple of weeks. We'll see how they fare tonight against the Mount Pleasant Vikings. Officials tonight, the head referee is Mike Burrell. He was the Norwin athletic director. Umpire Ryan Guthrie, of course, who played his high school football at Uniontown. John Fournier is the head linesman. Mike Tucci is the line judge. Steve Dangle's the side judge, and the field judge is Von Hempfield. Von Hempfield is the field judge, and the Mount Pleasant Vikings here on the field, decked out in their home or their away whites with red numbers and blue trim, and actually switched the sidelines tonight.
Yeah,
Steve,
I was just going to mention that. That's an odd thing to do. The Mustangs always have been, since we've been doing games, right? They're on the field side or the stand side, the one closest to us, their sideline, and for some reason they moved across the way. Maybe they thought they were getting a little too many distractions from the crowd or the noise, whatever. The only thing I don't like about that, Brian, is you can't see, the coaches can't see this. They're going to have to turn around away from the field to look at the scoreboard.
Correct.
Yeah, that's a little odd.
You only have one scoreboard here at Mustang Field. You haven't been out to the venue, and that's basically right behind the 50-yard line, behind the Laurel Highlands bench. It's a good view for us.
It's a great view for us, great view for the Mount Pleasant bench and a great view for the fans because there's only stands on one side here. Of course, the hill goes straight down over towards the baseball field behind the track. So, they're going to the coaches are going to have to look behind themselves to get the clock and all that. But and Tony's going to be a little busy tonight with all those running backs from Mount Pleasant. He's going to have you guys. We're going to have a hard time making sure we get the right number there because they're going to be moving around. Fortunately, their jerseys are bright white and the numbers are huge, so we should be able to see them pretty well.
Now, Laurel Highlands in their home blues, white numbers, and red trim. And as Steve said, their bench off on the far side. Mount Pleasant won the toss. They have deferred. They'll defend the goal off to our left. So Laurel Highlands get the football first. Again, both of these schools 2-2. Mount Pleasant won their opener over Jeanette 29-23. Lost 40-7 to Greensburg Central Catholic. Of course, the next week, Greensburg Central Catholic forfeited against Clairton. And then Mount Pleasant losing to Burrell 28-21, and they had a 1-point win over Ambridge last week, 28-27. On the Laurel Highlands side, of course, they started off the season with 2 wins, 27-0 over Uniontown and 12-7 against that same Ambridge team that Mount Pleasant knocked off last week. But the last 2 weeks have not been pretty with the injury bug starting to hit the Mustangs. A 54-7 loss against Southmoreland 2 weeks ago on the road and 48-7 up in Indiana last week.
Yeah, the injury bug's tough. I mean, every team goes through it, some worse than others. It's really just a fortunate or unfortunate facts of football. It's a contact sport, a lot of collisions, and people get hurt, and that's the teams that kind of have the depth usually weather the storm better.
Tyke Snyder to kick it away here for Mount Pleasant. Line drive on the far side. It'll bounce in front of Jonah Coleman, who knocks down the 10. Comes across the 15-20. And Jonah Coleman, a little sidestep forward across the 35 and run out of bounds right around the 40-yard line. So a good return for the Mustangs. Jonah Coleman, who's really contributed well the last couple of weeks for the Mustangs, had a late touchdown last week against Indiana, and they'll need his offensive production here again tonight.
Yeah, nice return by Coleman. He didn't really get up there fast. He wasn't moving as probably fast as he could run. He was kind of gliding through, but he was shifty, and he was able to kind of get some good yardage there. Really good return. Got it out to the 42.
That's where Laurel Highlands will start 1st and 10 with Gabe Senafani out of the shotgun. They'll go twin receivers to each side with Aiden Bell on his right hip as he awaits the first down snap. He has it. Looking for the near side. Nobody home. The pass is intercepted. The knee was down for Mount Pleasant's Gage Valone, who picks off Senafani on the first pass of the game, just 14 seconds in.
And he didn't really need to put his knee down, did he? He went down just to catch the ball. It was a little low, but if he catches it, he almost walks into the end zone, and that would have been a disaster. It's still a disaster, but it could have been an easy score for Mount Pleasant and a quick turnover to start the game.
It looked like, Steve, just a miscommunication there on the Laurel Highlands side.
Well, I mean, they read the bubble screen coming across, and there's just a freshman mistake. You hate to, say that, but it's just, he threw it right to the other team. I mean, he's looking right at the kid, and he just threw it to him.
Dane Firmstone out of the shotgun here for Mount Pleasant has Perdina to his left, and Perdina's going to get the football, looking for running room here on the near side, and Perdina, a nice productive run inside the 40 down to the Laurel Highlands 38, a 5-yard pickup for Stephen Perdina. The 5'10", 185-pound junior came into the game with 30 carries for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also has a receiving score as well. They'll use Perdina a lot tonight.
Yeah, going back to that interception, Brian, he threw it right to him, and there was nobody in front of him between him and the defender, so he probably just was expecting, I don't know if he was just going to throw it there no matter what, but he would have been better off to throw that one away.
Firmstone now under center. Perdina still the back. He'll get the football for the second straight time, and Perdina trying to spin forward. He'll get brought down here just shy of the 37-yard line. We'll give him 2. And that'll bring up 3rd down and a long 3 here for Mount Pleasant. They'll need just past the Mustang 34 for a first down.
Boy, Reed saved a touchdown there, Brian. He was going to break out, and nobody was over there. The safety was going to come over. It would have been one-on-one with the safety, but he would have got 20 or 30 yards before the safety would have been there. But Reed made a nice shoestring tackle.
3rd and 3 now for the Mustang 37. Perdina again taking the snap, and this time a little end back and a handoff there to Robert Shawley, and Shawley's going to take it to the house had a huge hole and goes untouched down the near sideline for a Mount Pleasant touchdown. A 37-yard run for Robert Shawley. Shawley had come into the game 13 carries for 98 yards, but a huge run there, giving Mount Pleasant an early 6-0 lead.
That's an old play I used to run in high school. That's from the Delaware wing T. That was just an inside counter, kind of faked like he was going to run a little fullback off the left side, and as he spun around, gave it to the wing back coming on the inside, nobody there.
Extra point up on the way and good from Tyke Snyder to the 10-20 mark in the opening quarter. Mount Pleasant a 7-0 lead over Laurel Highlands. Are back at 60 on the CR Product Group High School Sports Night.
I've been thinking about switching primary care providers. It takes forever to get an appointment, and when I finally get in, the staff acts like they don't even care that I'm there.
That's so frustrating. You deserve a provider who listens, values your time, and truly cares about your health.
That's exactly what I need. Someone who sees me as a person, not just another name on a chart.
Then you should check out Montgomery Medical. They treat you like family, offer personalized care, and even have same-day appointments.
At Montgomery Medical, your health is our priority. Call 724-569-8100 Montgomery Medical. A family tradition of family medicine.
Busy day? Feeling unwell? Don't feel like driving, but need your prescriptions? No worries. Farmana Pharmacy delivers to your home or workplace for free. Stay comfy at home or focused at work. Farmana Pharmacy delivers Monday through Friday, so you don't have to worry about picking up your prescriptions. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Phone 724-626-9600 or visit farmanapharmacy.com. Farmana Pharmacy, prescription care and convenience delivered.
Tyke Snyder kicking it off to Jonah Coleman, and Coleman another nice return for the Mustangs. They're going to rule him out right around the Mustang 43, and that's where Laurel Highlands will start 1st and 10, but Mount Pleasant leading 7-0 on a Robert Shawley 37-yard touchdown run. Snyder adding the extra point, just a 3-play 43-yard drive that took a minute and 20 seconds off the clock to give Mount Pleasant a 7-0 lead over Laurel Highlands. Now the Mustangs try to go back to work after throwing an interception on their opening play from scrimmage, and a high snap here brought down by Senafani. Broken play. He's just going to get out of bounds at the 37 and lose 6. So everything going wrong here, Steve, for Laurel Highlands early on.
Well, that couldn't have been a worse start for the young freshman. Just he was lucky. He's 5'11" and he's got some long arms to be able to tip that ball back to himself, and did a good job of just to keep it to a 5-yard loss.
2nd and 16, line of scrimmage back at the Mustang 37. Senafani back out of the shotgun. Triple left formation as Senafani takes the snap, little pump fake, throws across the middle, and that one was almost picked off again, in and out of the hands of the defensive back there for Mount Pleasant, and that was Colin Kiefer.
You're going to try to run the ball a little bit here and try to get some yards. And I know your running backs are all banged up as well, but
that will bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, Kiefer could have easily had an interception there on the Mount Pleasant side. And now it's 3rd and 16 for the Mustangs. From their own 36, they need Mount Pleasant 47 for a first down, and they fumble the exchange there between Senafani and Bell, and they'll lose 3. And this is one of the worst starts, Steve, for a Laurel Highlands team that I can remember, at least going back over the last 6 or 7 years.
Well, and then we got a punt, and that's always an adventure. I mean, we talk about it all the time. I was telling a buddy of mine today, I was working, we were talking about football, and I said, the punt is the most exciting action in high school football because anything can and usually does happen.
Jackson Nairn is the backup punter, of course. Nick Crouch out of the lineup with a WPIAL suspension. A nice punt here on the far side, and the Vikings on the run back as that's Brady Brooks, and Brooks breaking it down the near sideline, and Brady Brooks is going to take the punt back for a Mount Pleasant touchdown. And we're here at the 8:38 mark of the opening quarter, and Mount Pleasant now leads Laurel Highlands 13-0.
Well, what a nice return. Great block out there that knocked over the punter. And it was a pretty good punt. It just, just the coverage team didn't get down there, and they let him get to the outside, to the wide side of the field.
68 yards.
And just like that.
He goes officially as a 65-yard punt return for a touchdown for Brady Brooks here at the 8:38 mark of the opening quarter. To bring a late lineman in here for a substitution, Clayka, as Snyder awaits the snap back. Firmstone puts it down, and Snyder's kick up on the way and good. And Mount Pleasant a 14-0 lead over Laurel Highlands. 8:38 left here in the first, and we're back in 60 on the CR Piranha Group High School Sports Night.
McClure and Wolf, certified public accountants. Your full-service accounting firm serving the tri-state area since 1926 is conveniently located at 538 Morgantown Street in Uniontown. Offering tax, accounting, auditing, payroll, management advisory, and estate planning services, McClure and Wolf is recognized as an industry leader in providing their clients with quality professional services. To find out more about their services, visit them online at www.mcclurewolfcpas.com or give them a call at 724-437-2000 for McClure and Wolf, certified public accountants.
Do you need a fast, friendly notary service that is open in the evening? Sandy Howell Notary Services is here for you, offering UPA and West Virginia plates and ready to assist with your vehicle, boat, motorcycle, and ATV registrations and transfers, plate renewals, and more. Serving Fayette County and all surrounding areas, open weekdays from 10 to 8:30 and Saturdays from 9 to 5. Sandy Howell Notary Services, Dry Knob Road, Smithfield. Call 724-564-8955. Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you by name.
Little runner coming back here on the kickoff, picked up by Jonah Coleman at the 5-yard line, and Coleman able to get across the 15 up to the 16-yard line. But now the Mustangs
Coleman on the return.
facing some tough field position here. Steve already down 14-0 here at the 8:31 mark of the opening quarter.
Coleman let that ball get through his hands, and it kind of wiggled back to about the 5-yard line. He did good just to get up to the 16. And again, this is it's about as bad of a start as you could imagine as a coach. You're just sitting there scratching your head thinking, what is going on? Now they got him under center.
He's trying to mix things up. Senofani will pitch it back to Aiden Bell here on the near side, and Bell gets hit at the line of scrimmage and driven back. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10, and Bell has struggled to get yards on the ground for Laurel Highlands so far this season. Came into the game 28 carries for 29 yards. And now Laurel Highlands will face a 2nd and 10. And on our out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by the sports medicine team at the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital. Albert Gallatin striking first over Uniontown Colonials, leading the Red Raiders 7-0. A couple of minutes in down in York Run tonight.
We're only not even 7 minutes in here, right? And
4 minutes in.
Yeah, 4 minutes in.
Senofani out of the shotgun on 2nd and 10. He's going to be flushed out to the far side. He'll throw on the run down the field into double coverage, and that pass is caught by the tight end, Jacob Johnson, for a Mustang first down at the Laurel Highlands 49-yard line, going as a gain of 33 yards on the play.
And there's a flag down. I think they're going to get Johnson for celebrating, possibly, or something happened over there on the sideline. Maybe a sideline warning.
For now, the ball was spotted.
I just got a little bit too excited on that far sideline after the long pass down the field. There's no damage done.
He got up pointing like first down, and it's. I know he's excited, but you guys are down 14-0. Better focus on the plays.
Johnson came into the game, 3 receptions for 4 yards. That'll help the yards per reception average so far this season. And now a little jet sweep coming near side to Josh Reed, and Reed getting into Mount Pleasant territory down to the 49. 2-yard gain to bring up 2nd down and 8. With 7:20 left here in the opening quarter, Brian Morozak along with Steve Supert. Tony Hanola also with us in the booth. Carl Childs behind the camera on our Facebook Live video feed. And Nick Barczyk back inside our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law studios. Now 2nd and 8.
The yard marker guy's got the stick in the wrong spot. You see he's got it right on the 50.
Yeah,
the ball's
it's
on the 49.
Yep. Yeah, it's 2nd and 8.
Better move him over a little bit. There he goes. Now he's moving over.
They don't have the electronic down markers yet here at Laurel Highlands. Senofani takes the snap. He's rolling to the far side. Backside pressure coming. He'll throw on the run, and the pass is incomplete. Intended for Josh Reed, who's been his top target so far this season. Reed came into the game 11 receptions for 99 yards.
That's a pretty good job by the coaches there to get him out away from the pocket and roll him to his right, where he's he's running over there. Doesn't have as much traffic in his face. It's got to make a young quarterback a little bit more comfortable.
Now 3rd and 8. Mustangs down 14-0 here at the 6:38 mark of the opening quarter.
Considering what happened on the last punt, it could be 4-down territory here. I mean, you're better off maybe taking a shot at it if they don't lose too many yards here.
Easton Van Meter into the game to the right of Senafani. He's going to look deep middle. Intended wide receiver went down. And he was pushed from behind.
That was a late flag.
That'll be a pass interference penalty here against Mount Pleasant, and will benefit the Mustangs with a 15-yard penalty and another first down.
Well, they're going to chat about it. I don't know. The officials judges are coming over talking, and let's see what happens. But it could be, that's 15-yard penalty, right? In high school.
Correct.
Well, they're waving it off.
They're saying, wow.
Yeah, because, I thought maybe they just kind of got tangled up and tripped. I don't think anyone grabbed anyone. So I think the Mount Pleasant coaches were not going to be pleased with that call, and now they're going to punt. And again, talk about it all the time. The punt is pretty exciting play in high school football. Don't go to the snack bar when they're punting, right?
Well, the last time Brady Brooks took it back 65 yards for a Mount Pleasant touchdown. Jackson Nairn back at his 38 will send it away. And it's going to be a short kick here. I think he was trying to kick it away from Brooks. Took a Mustang bounce. It's actually down too early there by Jacob Johnson. Mount Pleasant will start the drive at their own 27 when we come back. 6:25 left here in the opening quarter. 14-0 Vikings. We're back at 30 on the CR Product Group High School Sports Night.
Savings is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with an Education Club saving account at First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Your future dreams will start adding up. Plus, you may qualify for a scholarship upon high school graduation. Visit any First Federal branch to start saving today. For more information on account rules and scholarship eligibility, visit ffgc.bank. Best wishes to our local teams from First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. NMLS number 458729, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Mount Pleasant up 14-0. We'll start this drive at their own 28, working left to right as we describe it, with 6:25 left here in the opening quarter. And a little handoff to one of the wingbacks there. Robert Shawley actually stopped behind the line of scrimmage for a 2-yard loss on the play back at the 26. The Mustangs had that one read well defensively, Steve.
Yeah, number 779, is that Rolado?
Ratu Baladu.
Yeah, Baladu, sorry, yeah. That was a pretty good play by him. He got in there and just got a hold of that ball carrier and just slammed him to the ground.
Now 2nd and 12, Baladu making his first start of the season for the Mustangs tonight. Firmstone back under center. And this time they're going to hand it back again to Shawley on a little misdirection run. And Laurel Highlands defense there again to stop Shawley, this time for a 3-yard loss. Back to the 23.
And Reed was in it. Mark Reed was in on that tackle, and Baladu. And that was the same play they scored the touchdown on, Brian, but the opposite direction, where the quarterback kind of rolls out, the running back behind him kind of goes to his right, and then the wing back from the left side, or from the right side, comes across the formation, and this time the Mustangs were ready for it.
3rd down and 15 now for Mount Pleasant. Firmstone out of the shotgun. Firmstone looking across the middle, threw that one behind Shawley, who had 2 carries already on this drive.
Good job.
Incomplete pass intended for him there. And the Mustang defense forces a 3-and-out.
Now,
Firmstone's pass intended for Shawley.
Far back Coleman is. He's expecting like a major, Division I punt here. Look how far he's like playing for a 50-yard punt.
Well, they've had some injuries as far as their punters, Steve. And in fact, Tyke Snyder is going to send this one away. It's only his 2nd punt all season. The first one was a 21-yarder, and he got a great roll there after a kick that went to midfield. And now the Mustangs going to pick up a personal foul. Just really playing dumb out there.
Yeah, that was dumb.
You look back at the 50-yard line, number 54 out there, Tristan Maines, pushing a Mount Pleasant player in the back for no reason. You're down 14-0 in the game. You can't make a stupid play like that.
And there's a flag on the play.
Not only, it was just meaningless. I mean,
absolutely meaningless.
I mean, the ball was punted. Now, first of all, Coleman, like I said, he was way too far back. That ball only traveled about 20 yards from the line of scrimmage. And if he could have came up and caught that ball, and he might have been able to get some yards on it, but I don't know what they're thinking while putting him so far back.
Oh, it's still just, a penalty away from the ball just out of frustration, and you can't allow those things to happen, especially when you're down
Not when you're
14
down.
to nothing. You guys see that develop from where you're standing right now. And you hate to be critical of the kid, but you cannot be doing things like that on the
It's
field.
one thing if they're in a pile of people
and
there's all kind of action there, but he was out in the middle of the field with no one else around him.
Correct. Mustangs go back to work here, and Jonah Coleman's going to get this pitch. He's going to lose 4 back to the 19. Now bring up 2nd and 14. And Laurel Highlands is kind of running out of options as far as guys to carry the football right now with all the injuries they've sustained. And you have no Gary Ayer, no Marion Jones. And you've tried some other options. Last week, an injury to Donovan Lynn. He's not available. Aiden Bell averaging just over a yard per carry. They figure they'd give Jonah Coleman a shot here tonight. Now 2nd and 14. We'll go back to Bell here, and he'll lose a yard back to the 17. Be 3rd down and 15. Mustangs going the wrong way.
Now, Bell, as soon as he caught the ball, he was tackled. I mean, I don't think he took a step. The line play is just letting the Vikings right through. And the Mustangs in a heap of trouble here with still 3:47 left.
Down 14-0. At least the defense looked better on the last drive that Mount Pleasant had.
They did.
As Josh Reed comes in motion, he'll reset here in the slot left. As Senafani takes the snap, he'll roll here to the near side. They're coming after him, but rolling the wrong way. Now he'll set, try to throw. The pass deflected away. Was intended for Alafia Callaway here on the near sideline and knocked away by Gage Valone.
See, there's a chance where, the experience factor and the coaching. He rolls to his left, which is tough for a right-handed quarterback. But then he had a receiver way downfield. I think it was Coleman, and I wouldn't say he was wide open, but he was more open than the receiver he threw to, and that would have been a 5-yard completion, and he took a chance of an interception.
Now the Mustangs to punt, and whistles come in here at the snap.
Penalty flag on the play.
Probably a procedure call, I would guess, Steve, against Laurel Highlands.
Yeah.
On our sports medicine team at the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital scoreboard, Albert Gallatin now up 14-0 over Uniontown.
Watch the snaps, Brian. The snaps are coming back floating pretty high. Put this punter in a tough spot. That's a better snap there.
And when set away by Nairn with another flag right around the goal line, it goes back to Brady Brooks, and Brooks at the near side, the 30-25, just goes out of bounds. And we'll check the flag. And once again, Mount Pleasant will have great field position here with 3:17 left before halftime, up 14-0 over Highlands.
That was a real quick flag if it was holding. You wonder if they would make him kick it again. I mean, that was a pretty good return. Decent punt.
They're going to have it at the Mustang 25 if you're Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, but I mean, they're punting from their own end zone at that point. And like we talked about, a lot. Just bad things happen when the high school teams punt.
Officials still discussing things, and we'll see if we get a...
Yeah, they're going to ask the Mount Pleasant coach whether he wants to accept the penalty or not.
Still hard to give up, though, the football at the Laurel Highlands 25.
Yeah, but think about it. You're going to punt from the end zone, 5-yard line. Even if you get a great punt off, it's going to go to the 30, and he's going to be able to return it.
This penalty might be against Mount Pleasant here, Steve.
This could be.
Against Mount Pleasant for holding.
A defensive holding penalty.
Possession foul.
And they're going to say it was before the kick.
Wow, so that's a break for the Mustangs. So they get first down out of it.
Correct.
So don't have to worry about whether they're going to punt again.
So a defensive holding penalty against Mount Pleasant before
that kick. That flag came out real early, way before he punted the ball.
So the Mustangs a huge break here. We'll still have the football at their own 26. Senafani hands off to Aiden Bell on the far side, and Bell just a minimal pickup, maybe getting a yard or two.
Nowhere to go, Brian. He's got nowhere to run.
Give him a yard up to the 28. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Albert Gallatin, Steve, now up 21-0 over Uniontown.
I wonder if, Tony, do you have a total on the Mustangs' offensive output so far? Can't be very much.
Well, you had 33 yards passing. On the rushing end, you're looking at minus 11.
And 22 yards of total offense so far here in this first quarter, and Aiden Bell's going to lose another yard there,
minus
losing
12.
what they gained on first down back to the original line of scrimmage.
They might have gave him a no-gainer there.
Call it 3rd and 10. 2:25 left on a running clock here in the opening quarter.
Well, how about the weather we've had so far for these games? It's just absolutely beautiful. It was 80 degrees this afternoon. It's supposed to get down around 60 tonight, but that's pretty comfortable for high school football in the almost kind of second half of September.
Hopefully that trend continues. 3rd and 10. Senafani feeling the pressure. Again, going out to the far side, throwing on the run. Pass was intended there for Josh Reed, and Reed able to hang on at the Mustang 40 for a 13-yard pickup and a Laurel Highlands first down.
Shawley was in coverage there, and he tried to go for the interception. It was right on the sideline, and the ball just went right through his arms. And Reed was able to make the catch. Nice job.
But Mustangs needed that. Some positive production. Now a 1st and 10 at their own 40. A little banana bunch here off to the left side. Single coverage to the far side. They'll reposition Aiden Bell on the left hip of Senafani. Mustangs trying to put something together on this drive. Run the whole way. Senafani trying to turn the corner. Flag on the play. And Gabe able to get up to the 43. Pick up a 3 if it stands. I think this is going to be another holding penalty here against the Mustangs. They'll push this one back. It's tough, Steve, when you're playing behind the sticks.
Yeah. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, so that's going to make it about a 1st and, would that be 17?
They'll put the football down here at the 33 as they need midfield for a first down, so you're correct. 1st and 17 now for Laurel Highlands. Cam Van Meter into the game as a running back to the right of Senafani. 3 wide outs to the far side and single coverage out to the near side. Senafani getting a QB run this time going to the far side. The same play they called earlier when you saw the penalty flag come out, and that time Senafani stopped for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 17. It's tough to come back with that, Steve.
Yeah.
Just going the other way on a back-to-back situation.
And you have to keep remembering, Brian, this kid's a freshman.
Correct, yes.
I mean, and I know we're old. Tony and I are, older than you. And in our era, Tony, if you agree with this or not, when I grew up in New Jersey, freshmen they had freshman teams. It wasn't even an option I don't care how good you were not playing varsity ball, usually till you were at least a junior. And this is tough for a young kid, not developed yet to be able to go out there.
He's going to get sacked here as Senafani brought down at the 25-yard line there by another freshman, Caden Hudek. Hudek had his coming out party, Steve, last week on the offensive side. Had 20 carries for 118 yards and 2 touchdowns against Ambridge for the season. Now he has 27 carries for $163 in those 2 scores, but has also contributed on the defensive side of the football as well, and did so again there with a big sack. So we played 12 minutes of football. It's 14-0, Mount Pleasant over Laurel Highlands. We're back for the 2nd and 60 here on the CR Product Group High School Sports Night.
When your car is damaged, the name to remember is Ted Silva and Son Body and Fender Repair. Family owned and operated for 62 years and providing quality, reliable service. Ted Silva and Son offers complete collision service, minor to major repairs, frame and unibody repair, and glass installation. They'll blueprint your vehicle for repair and work with your insurance company. With their environmentally friendly waterborne paint process, Ted Silva and Son not only cares for our community and children, they care for our environment. Located on Atlas Road in Hopwood, it's their goal to alleviate the stress of an accident and assist you in any way. So bring your vehicle over to Silva. Call 724-437-2351. Now Ted Silva proudly introduces his new company, Target Safety Solutions, Atlas Road in Hopwood, providing vehicle alignments, calibrations, minor mechanical repairs, state inspections, including trailers up to 10,000 pounds. Safety, our target, your solution. Check their website at targetsafetysolutionsllc.com. Ted Silva is proud to support local high school sports.
Brian Morozak and Steve Supert back here at Mustang Field. Laurel Highlands High School, tough start for the Mustangs tonight, down 14-0 to the Mount Pleasant Vikings. And Laurel Highlands now facing a 3rd and 25 after the QB sack by Caden Hudek of Gabe Senafani. Now the Mustangs working left to right as we describe it. Their own 25. They need the midfield stripe for a first down as Senafani takes the snap. He's flushed to the far side. And now Gabe will throw down the field, and just a minimal 4-yard gain, and his receiver got absolutely lit on the play. That was Jacob Johnson getting completely blown up there by Hudak again, Steve.
Well, there's another example, Brian. You're throwing a ball across your body to a receiver that's covered by two people that he's going to get smashed as soon as he catches it for, when it's 4th and 20-something for a 3-yard gain. So that's the big risk to take for that.
Now 4th and 21 as Jackson there with a line drive punt that gets juggled. The ball was touched, and just flopping on it back at the 33-yard line is Brady Brooks. That's where Mount Pleasant will start 1st and 10 when we come back. 11:18 left before halftime. Mount Pleasant 14, Laurel Highlands nothing. We're back in 30 on the CR Product Group High School Sports Night.
Recovered by Brooks.
You don't fix what's not broken. That's true. You don't replace what is working well. Jason Scott is doing a good job working as South Union Township Supervisor. Jason Scott utilizes his skills on a daily basis in the Township office. Whether repairing storm drains, operating a plow truck, or working with his fellow supervisors on economic growth, Jason Scott is out there working for you all day, every day. Let's keep experience and integrity in the Township. Keep Jason Scott, full-time South Union Township Supervisor.
Paid for by the candidate.
Mount Pleasant going to work here with a jet sweep to Shawley on the far side, and Shawley out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line. In fact, they'll rule him out closer to the 39. Pick up a 5 on the play to bring up 2nd down and 5. And Shawley is 6'2", 175-pound senior, and like Pradina, Steve, he's gotten a lot of carries for this Mount Pleasant team so far this season.
Yeah, well, they got the luxury of we look at that depth chart that you made up for us. There's 6, 7 backs there that have got carries, and we're down to our 3rd, 4th stringers to just try to get the ball to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 6. They ruled him out at the 38, and this time a little play fake there to Pradina. Firmstone putting it up and finding a man for a first down up to the 48. Once again, it's Robert Shawley. That'll go as a 10-yard pickup and a Mount Pleasant first down. Firmstone to Shawley, and Shawley showing not only can run the football well, Steve, he can catch it. Came into the game 6 receptions for 45 yards.
Yeah, pretty good pitch and catch, and a good fake that time. Looked like we didn't even know he had the ball till he pulled it out of his hip and slung it over there. Again, rolling to his left, which is difficult for that right-handed quarterback.
Pradina's the tailback. He's to the left of Firmstone in the backfield. Twin receivers to the far side. Firmstone looking to put it up, a miscommunication there.
It was tipped.
Might have been tipped at the line, but fell well short of his 2 targets over there on the far side of the field, Robert Hickson and Robert Shawley.
Yeah, Jacob Johnson made a good job. It came in there and got his hands up in the air, jumped, and tipped the football.
Mount Pleasant 48.
So again, defensively, the Mustangs are at least making some plays.
Again, Mount Pleasant scoring early on a 37-yard run by Robert Shawley. Brady Brooks took a punt back 65 yards for the 2nd Mount Pleasant touchdown of the game. Now under center this time, Firmstone, a little misdirection coming near side. And look out here, Shawley again. Shawley inside the Mustang 40 down to the 38-yard line. Josh Reed with a tackle for Laurel Highlands. That'll be enough for a Mount Pleasant first down.
Now that time Reed got away from Vallone, number 22. Gage Vallone was, last time he blocked him, Vallone put a big lick on him. But this time he was Reed was able to avoid that block, and if he doesn't make the tackle, he walks into the end zone, Brian. There was nobody behind him.
Line of scrimmage now, the Laurel Highlands 38. Firmstone back out of the shotgun as Pradina off to his right. Firmstone takes the snap. Pradina will get the football. Pradina cutting up the field inside the 35, and they will rule him down here right around the 33-yard line for pick up a 5 on the play to bring up 2nd down and 5.
Pradina on the carry. Stop by Maine.
They have a nice mixture of backs, Steve. We've seen Shawley, we've seen Pradina. Brady Brooks might get some carries. He already had the punt return for a touchdown. We haven't seen Hudak, who had 20 carries last week, carry the football yet. But if you look at his numbers against average, he's a pretty good runner as well. It's now 2nd and 4. Line of scrimmage now, the Laurel Highlands 32. Firmstone with the handoff up the middle. It'll go down to the 29-yard line. Pickup of, actually, no, Steve, they're going to rule him down here. Looks like from the far side.
Yeah, got tripped up.
Well, the far official initially was marking with a 31. They're repositioned here down to 29. So we'll go as a gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd and short now for Mount Pleasant.
Rodano on the carry. Stopped by a host of Mustangs.
Now 3rd and 1 with 8:43 left before halftime. Mount Pleasant driving up 14-0 already on Laurel Highlands. Firmstone back out of the shotgun as Perdina off to his right. Twin receivers to the far side. Ball in the near hash mark as Firmstone takes the snap. Hand off to Perdina with a big hole. Perdina inside the 20, inside the 15. Perdina inside the 10. And Perdina trying to dive his way into the end zone. He is in. That is a 29-yard touchdown run for Stephen Perdina to increase the Mount Pleasant lead now to 20-0 over Laurel Highlands here at the 8:18 mark of the second quarter.
Well, nice, just basically a sweep handoff. Went off the left side, got up the middle, had one guy, he kind of juked one linebacker, and he was off to the races, and then he broke a couple tackles down by the goal line.
The extra point on the way and good, 21-0 as Tyke Snyder sends it through 8:18 left before halftime. We're back in 60 on the CR Product Group High School Sports Night.
In a world of big corporations and interpersonal experiences, there's something truly special about family-owned businesses. For over 70 years, the Mike Kelly Automotive family has been serving the community with integrity, honesty, and a commitment to putting families first. And we're not stopping anytime soon. Our commitment to excellent sales and service remains stronger than ever. Visit us today and experience the Mike Kelly Automotive difference. Because when you buy from us, you buy from family.
Amador Transit, locally owned and operated by the Scott family, have been helping students travel to school safely in the Fayette County area for more than 4 years. Amador Transit is a proud sponsor of Laurel Highlands High School sports and wishes all the area teams good luck. For more information about Amador Transit, call them 724-439-3164 or stop by their office at 253 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown.
Laurel Highlands down 21-0 to the Mount Pleasant Vikings. On that kick return was Evan Lyon for Laurel Highlands. And the Mustangs now trying to play down 3 touchdowns. The last drive for Mount Pleasant, a 7-play, 66-yard drive that took 3 minutes off the clock. Capped off on the Stephen Perdina touchdown run with Snyder adding the extra point. Now the Mustangs will start this drive from their own 32. Try to reposition the troops. A little banana bunch off to the near side. And now flags come in from the far sideline.
Play clock.
Delay a game penalty.
Play clock on the play.
This is the first game, Steve, all year that I know you have a lot of young guys in there, but the Mustangs just did not seem prepared coming in. Do you agree with that assessment?
Well, I don't know if prepared is the right word, but definitely talent-wise, they're outmatched. Right?
Oh, there's no doubt.
You can see that. I mean, they just don't have the skill and the athletes to run with these guys, and they're just and then they're making mistakes on top of it.
Senafani here out of the shotgun, a little pitch to the far side going to Jonah Coleman. Coleman brought down at the 35. Minimal gain of 2, maybe 3 on the play. Now check that. That's actually a 6 or 7 yard gain. It was 1st and 15 there. Excuse me.
Yeah.
A 7-yard gain there for Coleman and 2nd and 18 because it was 1st and 15. Now 2nd and 8. A positive run there for Jonah Coleman. Now Senafani out of the shotgun. Coming to the near side, has time. Little pump fake. Now a lob pass that's tipped and almost intercepted. It was intended for Alafia Callaway. Almost picked off there by Colton Kiefer.
Callaway catches that ball. It might be a first down, but he did the worst thing, that he wasn't trying to, but the worst thing that could possibly happen, he tipped it back in towards the field, and the linebacker for the Mount Pleasant almost, like you said, almost scooped it.
3rd and 8 now for Laurel Highlands. The line of scrimmage, the Mustang 34. And Senafani out of the shotgun. Protector back off to his left and 3 wideouts. Quick screen going to Jonah Coleman. Coleman in traffic up to the 38. Pick up a 5. So be 4th down and 3. You're down 3 touchdowns at 21-0 here midway through the second quarter. Do you roll the dice and go for it here, Steve?
I think you have to, but they're not going to.
4th down and 5.
We'll bring Jackson Nairn out. On our out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by the sports medicine team at the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital. Albert Gallatin now up 28-0 over Uniontown.
They got their returner back only about 35 yards.
Nairn with no pressure trying to angle the kick off here on the near side. The Vikings will let it go. The Mustangs will down it here at the 28-yard line. So Mount Pleasant will start 1st and 10 when we come back. 6:44 left before halftime. All Vikings up 21-0 over the Mustangs. Are back in 30 on the CR Piranha Group High School Sports Night.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or,
Hi, come on in. How are you?
when you see doctors Paul Hartley and Mary Beth Riley, plus nurse practitioners Tara Bozek, Jessica Reckart, and Stacy Morris, you get one-on-one personal professional health care serving the area for over 3 decades. If you're looking for a primary care doctor, call Doctors Hartley and Riley at 724-437-1109 or online at ppcp.org. Or
serving number 3,944.
Back here at Mustang Field, Mount Pleasant getting the football back, up 21-0. And the handoff going there to Tristan Turkowitz, and Turkowitz getting his first carry of the game, and it's going to be enough for a Mount Pleasant first down, picking up 12 up to the Vikings 40-yard line.
Stop by Coleman.
Jonah Coleman with the tackle defensively there for Laurel Highlands. So Turkowitz a 12-yard gain for Mount Pleasant.
Well, their own 40-yard line.
Turkowitz, a 5'9", 155-pound junior, came into the game just 4 carries for 25 yards. Now 1st and 10 from the Mount Pleasant 40. Firmstone out of the shotgun. Protector back off to his right. He'll take the snap. Play fake, throwing out on the far side, and a pass complete for a 3, maybe 4-yard pickup going there to Brady Brooks.
Yeah, good tackle by Schweitzer that time.
Brooks the receiver.
Any stats, Tony, sticking out to you here early on?
Brought down by Schweitzer.
Well, not really. I mean, that's only the second completion that Firmstone has completed here. 2 for 4 right now, but really when you look at the rushing end, I mean, you got Shawley with 51 yards, Perdina with 44, and now off the bench, Turkowitz with 12. So running whatever they wanted to do on the Mustangs here tonight. So
he hasn't had to throw, Tone.
No.
2nd and 6. Little jet sweep pitch coming here on the near side to Shawley, and Robert Shawley getting 3 up to the 47. We'll see if they rule him out of bounds. Actually might be closer to a 4-yard run here up to the 48. We'll give him 4 there to bring up.
Shawley on the carry. Right out of bounds on the other side.
Should be
by Reed.
3rd down and 2.
3rd down and 2.
Just shy of midfield with 5:09 left before halftime. In another tough night for both Uniontown and Laurel Highlands. Uniontown down 28-0 against Albert Gallatin Colonials, looking to go to 5-0 on the season. And here are the Mustangs down 21-0 midway through the second quarter. Firmstone awaiting the shotgun snap. Inside handoff for Perdina here on this 3rd and 2, and Perdina getting 4 into Mustang territory down to the 48. Enough for another Mount Pleasant first down. Needed 2, got 4. Mount Pleasant, another nice consistent drive here, Steve.
Just matriculating the ball down the field now. It's just, they were doing they had some big plays that were getting some big chunks, and now they're just kind of grinding. And they're trying to run the clock, and they're getting this to where it's you're thinking about that 35-point magic number, and they get one more score here, they're going to be only 7 away from that.
Firmstone back out of the shotgun. Inside handoff going to Perdina, and Perdina getting just a yard down to the 47. Bring up 2nd down and 9 with 4:14 left on a running clock here in the second quarter. Next week for Mount Pleasant, they open up interstate conference play. They'll host Yock. And again, on the Laurel Highlands side, they'll open up Big Six conference play, taking on Chartiers Valley. And a lot of those teams, Steve, in the Big Six conference look much improved this year. Char Valley and Ringgold were a little bit down last season. Ringgold's 3-1 entering play tonight. Char Valley's played some pretty good football as well. 2nd and 9 here. That's Perdina again breaking tackles, and Perdina's loose. No one in front of him. Perdina inside the 15, inside the 10, and Perdina will go 47 yards for another Mount Pleasant touchdown.
2 Mustangs had him wrapped up. He just refused to go down, and just a great second and third effort there.
47 yards.
Many rushing yards for Perdina so far in this game, Tony. He has 2 touchdowns already.
8 carries for 96 yards. And you're right, Brian, 2 touchdowns, one from 29, one from 47.
That'll help the old stat column. Won't it?
Yes. Now Snyder for another extra point. He's 3 for 3 so far in this game. Make it 4 for 4. So with 3:30 left before halftime, Mount Pleasant 28, Laurel Highlands nothing. We're back at 60 here on the CR Brada Group High School Sports Night.
Now is the perfect time to upgrade your outdoor area with a new fence from All Around Fence Company. Conveniently located at 7896 National Pike, Uniontown. All Around Fence has been installing quality residential, commercial, and farm fencing for more than 45 years. Offering residential fencing including chain link, decorative aluminum, steel, and more, All Around Fence has the fence for you. All Around Fence is also your one-stop shop for Nutrena products and also carries livestock, equine, and pet supplies. So if you need to upgrade an existing fence, add a new gate, or are considering the installation of an all-new fence, All Around Fence has the answers you need. Visit them Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 9 to 1, or give them a call at 724-439-0331. To learn more, visit allaroundfence.com.
Snyder with a kickoff going back to Jonah Coleman. Here's Jonah Coleman on the run back. Brought down just shy of midfield of the 48. Coleman's been one of the few bright spots tonight, Steve, for Laurel Highlands.
Yeah, he he's really been good on those kick returns. Yeah, I think maybe you might want to give him the ball on offense a little bit more.
They've tried that a couple of times, lining him up as a tailback tonight. First time we've seen that so far this season. But the Mustangs really in the midst of a tough 3-game stretch here. Again, 2 blowout losses on the road against Southmoreland and Indiana, and now getting manhandled here at home. Down 28-0. Haven't even hit halftime yet. 3:23 left here in the second quarter. We're trying to turn things around here with the ball on offense. And Jonah Coleman, you called it, Steve. Big surge there up the middle. Coleman playing with a lot of energy inside the 45 down to the 44-yard line. Now it goes a gain of 8 to bring up 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, he's running the ball with some authority, and he's pretty shifty.
Stop by Brodeck.
Now 2nd down and 2.
2nd down, 2.
We go under 3 minutes left before halftime. Senafani now under center, 2 I-backs. We'll go to Jonah Coleman again, this time hit at the line and drop for no gain. Be 3rd down and 2. Our out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by the sports medicine team of the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital. Albert Gallatin now up 34-0 over Uniontown. That game with 6:16 left before halftime. And Stevie, credit Albert Gallatin playing as an independent. An opportunity to get to 5-0 on the season. They've knocked off some WPIAL teams this year, including a big win to open up the season over Greensburg-Salem.
Yeah, it's a shame they're playing independent ball.
Yep.
If they're in a conference, they might be able to go to the playoffs.
It's going to be interesting to see what they might decide to do next year.
Uh-oh.
Broken play there. Senafani in trouble, and he's going to get sacked back in the 45. The Mustangs had a very manageable 3rd and 2, but Senafani is going to lose 12 on that play. Back to the Laurel Highlands 45. Really just a broken play there right off the snap.
He wanted to pitch it, to fake a pitch somewhere and then give a handoff, and there was nobody there to hand it to. And then for some reason, he went backwards. At that point, he's got to realize, hey, whatever the play was called to do, or at least what he thought, he should at least turned it up. And even if he got back to the line of scrimmage, I mean, he was only a yard away. He could have got no gain, would have been 4th and 1.
A little bit of a short snap again coming back to Nairn is able to send it away, and you might have some running room here for Brooks on this return. Brooks to the 30-35 will just go out of bounds right at the 36-yard line. That's where Mount Pleasant will start 1st and 10. With 1:29 left here in the second quarter, Mount Pleasant up 28-0 over Laurel Highlands. We're back at 30 on the CR Brada Group High School Sports Night.
Mauser's Tire Center has been serving the region for more than 50 years, offering new, used, and recap tires, as well as tire repair. Mauser's is located on Route 40 West at Seawrights Crossroads. Need new tires? Call Mauser's today at 724-245-2410 and let them get you ready for the road. Mauser's Tire Center, your trusted source for new and used tires for more than 5 decades. Wishing all area high school football teams a successful and healthy 2025 season.
Firmstone and Mount Pleasant going back to work, looking for a deep shot here down the near sidelines. Pass ball's incomplete, intended for Lucas Gonzalez, the sophomore wide receiver. That'll bring up second down and 10 with 1:23 left before halftime. Vikings with the football on their own 36, up 28-0.
I was just going to ask if you think they were going to sit on it or try to put this game in the modified time mercy rule kind of situation, and there's your answer right there. They wanted to get it. They wanted to get this kind of over with. They could play with a running clock in the second half. So they're obviously putting the foot down on the gas pedal here.
Second and 10 from the Mount Pleasant 36. Firmstone inside handoff Perdine. He's going to lose 2 back to the 34. Good penetration in that time for Paxton Sigler on the tackle for the Mustangs defensively, number 52. Sigler might be hurt. Actually, no, he's just taking one knee there with a little salute. 3rd and 12.
And you better salute the scoreboard and look at that for a minute.
53 seconds left before halftime. Vikings taking their time. See if they can hit one here for a deep play. Things a little bit juggled there off the start, but Firmstone a nice little regain, finding a man here down to midfield. That's Gonzalez again. No, check that. That's going to be a Rage Sukar. Sukar on the catch.
Timeout.
Down to the Mustang 49. They're going to take a timeout with 36 seconds left before halftime. That one goes as a gain of 17. Yep. We'll step aside for a quick 30. Timeout on the field. Mount Pleasant trying to drive here late, up 28-0, back in 30 on the CR Parada Group High School Sports Night.
Looking for a dentist? Dr. Michael George and Dr. Ashley Parker of George Dental Associates, a Uniontown staple, has over 40 years' experience treating patients of all ages. Their caring, professional team of dentists and their staff offer a full range of dental services, including restorative, preventative, pediatric, cosmetic, and so much more. Visit GeorgeDentalAssociates.com today. That's GeorgeDentalAssociates.com, and find out how they can enhance your smile through the art of dentistry. Wishing the Mustangs a successful season.
Back here at Mustang Field, 36 seconds left in the second quarter. Mount Pleasant up 28-0 over Laurel Highlands. And our out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by the sports medicine team at the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital. Albert Gallatin up 34-0 over Uniontown.
Oh, they missed an extra point?
Yes. That game still has 4 minutes left in the second quarter in York Run. Here, Mount Pleasant with the football at the Laurel Highlands 49. The 1st and 10. Firmstone out of the shotgun. Juggled the snap again. Regained. Steps up in the pocket and launches one deep. Single covered, and that one brought down at the 15-yard line. A 35-yard gain to Nick Morrell.
Going to call another quick timeout, Brian.
Morrell, a heck of a catch there. The 5'5", 125-pound sophomore. Not a big guy, but he brought it down for a huge gain. And as Steve said, another timeout on the field, so we'll take it as well. 28 seconds left here before halftime. Mount Pleasant taking their second of 3 timeouts. And we're back at 30 here on the CR Parada Group High School Sports Night.
Hey, you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Well, look no more. Because with over 200 vehicles, Gary's Auto Sales is the largest used car dealer in the area. Whether you want a car, a truck, or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at Gary'sAutoSales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
So Mount Pleasant trying to make it a 5-score game here late in the second quarter and get the modified time in effect for the second half. Mounting a pretty good drive right now. The football down right around the Laurel Highlands 15. They have 1 timeout remaining, 28 seconds left here in the second quarter as Firmstone operates out of the shotgun. Sending a man in motion. Firmstone looking to put it up. Pass complete, and getting down right around the 5-yard line there is Raid Sukar.
He got out of bounds, so they won't have to burn another timeout.
They're going to rule Sukar out right around the first down stick. In fact, they're going to signal a first down right at the 5-yard line. So a 10-yard gain there on the completion from Firmstone to Sukar.
From the Laurel Highlands 5.
So now first and goal for the 5.
This could not have been any more bad things happen to the Mustangs in this first half.
Firmstone now with Perdina off to his left in the backfield. Twin receivers to the near side. As Firmstone takes the snap, hand off to Perdina, and he'll get hit and dropped here at the 2-yard line. Pick up of 3. Now Mount Pleasant will take their final timeout with 15 seconds left before halftime. Vikings up 28-0 over the Mustangs. We'll step aside for another quick 30.
Flag, Brian. It's a flag, sorry.
There's a flag thrown right around the 2-yard line.
No, maybe.
Maybe not. No flag there, Steve. We're going to take it to a break. Quick 30 here on the CR Parada Group High School Sports Night.
Your health is the most important thing to you. When you need physical therapy, find the best clinic to serve you. Movement Physiotherapy, now located off Route 40 on Pedro Drive, west of Uniontown, understands this and wants to help ease the stress. Tyler Gasick has over 10 years of experience helping people improve their health with physical therapy and is ready to help you. Tyler's from the Uniontown area and is committed to helping improve his community. To schedule your appointment, phone 724-912-PTPT or visit Movement Physiotherapy online at movementpp.com.
Back here at Mustang Field, Mount Pleasant facing a 2nd and goal. And the football here at the Laurel Highlands 2-yard line, up 28-0.
Well, Brian, you got to look for a rollout. Nothing there, throw it away so you get at least another shot at this.
And you can realistically get 3 more shots here from the 2-yard line. Perdina to the left of Firmstone as they reposition Sukar. Firmstone's going to put it up near side. In traffic, brought down by Sukar for Mount Pleasant touchdown. Raid Sukar, the 6-foot, 215-pound senior, hauls in the 2-yard pass from Firmstone to put Mount Pleasant up 34-0 with 10 seconds left before halftime.
This is a big extra point as far as the time goes. He makes this one, it'll be a running clock in that second half.
He's 4 for 4 on extra points so far is Snyder, and he'll send another one through, make it 35-0. Mount Pleasant over Laurel Highlands. 10 seconds left before halftime. We're back at 60 on the CR Parada Group High School Sports Night.
In the first half, the score.
Good times and good food. It's all at Potter's Bar and Grill on Morgantown Street in Uniontown. Family owned and operated. Potter's has been a staple in the Uniontown community since 1950. So get out of the house and make your next night out at Potter's Bar and Grill on Morgantown Street in Uniontown. Call them up at 724-438-9835. That's 724-438-9835. Or visit Potter's on Facebook. We'll see you at Potter's.
This is Dr. Fraser Stokes of U.S. Digestive Health in Uniontown. Doctors Calabrese, Hoppy, Lorenz, and I want to wish our local football teams and fans the very best in 2025 and remind you that our board-certified gastroenterologists are always here to help you and your family with a wide variety of GI health issues. Lastly, please consider a screening colonoscopy. It's a 30-minute painless test that could save your life.
Kickoff going back here to the 15, and on the run back for the Mustangs, there is Josh Reed, and Reed forced out of bounds as time expires at the 31-yard line. So we've reached halftime with Mount Pleasant leading the Laurel Highlands by a score of 35-0. Stay tuned for our halftime show being brought to you by the Radcliffe Martin Law Firm. Coming your way next, we'll have a news update from CBS on the other side of this break, and then Tony will have all of the stats from the first half for you. We'll have our out-of-town scoreboard as well, brought to you by the sports medicine team from the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital. 35-0, Mount Pleasant over Laurel Highlands. Stay tuned for a news update from CBS on the way next.
Two Brothers Tree and Stump Service is your local, fully insured, expert tree removal and advanced tree trimming service based right in Uniontown. Brothers Jared and Justin Gibson and their team bring more than 2 decades combined experience to stump and tree removal, but also provide general clearing services and some landscaping services too. So whatever your outdoor needs are, Two Brothers is ready to help you today with customizable plans and a commitment to getting the job done right. Call them today, 724-415-9183.
Marcon Building Supply has provided the tri-state area with ready-mix concrete and building supplies for decades. Family-owned and operated and built on a foundation of trust, integrity, and exceptional quality, Marcon is your local leader for ready-mix concrete, precast, lumber, tools, electrical, plumbing, lawn care, and general building supply needs. Visit the store in Markleysburg or call Marcon today at 724-329-5542. Marcon Building Supply, your one-stop shop for all your home building and construction needs.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sprowls Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to SprowlsInsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Looking for the highest quality products at the lowest prices? Shop and save on Walnut Hill in Uniontown has the widest selection of brands and the freshest offerings around. They specialize in your family's grocery needs. Save big and sign up for the Shop and Save Perks card to get money-saving benefits and discounts on gas. Shop and Save. Walnut Hill Road, Uniontown, open 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. Working hard to offer you the best at Shop and Save because it's the just right thing to do.
The Sea Harbor Auto Group is bringing service to your door with the exclusive Sea Harbor Service Valet. Just call to schedule your next service appointment, and we'll come pick up your car, then drop it off after the work is finished. We'll even wash it for you. Call us today at 724-930-7766 to schedule your next appointment. Pickup and delivery with white glove service. Never wait in a service lounge again. Call us today at 724-930-7766.
It's just that easy. Do you need a fast, friendly notary service that is open in the evening? Sandy Howell Notary Services is here for you, offering UPA and West Virginia plates and ready to assist with your vehicle, boat, motorcycle, and ATV registrations and transfers, plate renewals, and more. Serving Fayette County and all surrounding areas, open weekdays from 10 to 8:30 and Saturdays from 9 to 5. Sandy Howell Notary Services, Dry Knob Road, Smithfield. Call 724-564-8955. Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you by name.
Your local station, 590 and 101.1 W266DB, WMBS Uniontown. And right now it is 73 degrees. CBS News at 8 o'clock on your local station.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by ZipRecruiter.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. In the wake of ABC's suspension of the Jimmy Kimmel Live show over comments on Monday in connection with Charlie Kirk's murder, a Sacramento ABC affiliate says shots were fired into the TV station earlier today. Anthony Gamble with the Sacramento Police Department.
When officers got here, they did observe that the building had been struck by at least one bullet in the window. The building was occupied, and fortunately nobody was injured.
Anthony Gamble says that investigators don't know if it was a targeted attack. Meantime, Republican Senator Ted Cruz says on the podcast Verdict with Ted Cruz that FCC Chairman Brendan Carr's comments about doing it the easy way or the hard way after the preempting of Kimmel's show are concerning. CBS's Nancy Corden.
Film and TV writers protested outside ABC headquarters in New York. Today, Michael Eisner, the former CEO of ABC's parent company, Disney, slammed his successors, posting, "Where has all the leadership gone? Who will step up for the First Amendment?"
A public memorial service for Charlie Kirk is being held on Sunday in Glendale, Arizona. Attendance for the ceremony will be free, but organizers are asking for people to register online and get a ticket. CBS's Andres Gutierrez.
Those going should expect airport-style screening and a strict no-bag policy. Police are already warning about long lines at the gates and asking people to be patient.
Another hit on a suspected drug smuggling vessel. President Trump says the U.S. military has carried out its third deadly strike this month in the U.S. Southern Command area. He says 3 men killed and no U.S. forces harmed. A CDC vaccine advisory committee wants COVID-19 shots to be an individual decision and has declined to recommend that all Americans get a COVID shot. CBS's Mark Strassman.
The proposed alteration that the patient get a prescription first was a no-go. The second vote had to do with whether to recommend that somebody seeking a COVID-19 shot of any age would first have an informed conversation with their doctor about the risks and rewards. That passed unanimously.
President Trump says a TikTok deal is about to be sealed.
The president says he spoke with Chinese leader Xi about an agreement to allow TikTok to continue to operate in the United States.
The investors are getting ready.
Speaking in the Oval Office, Trump said there will be no Chinese ownership of the social media app.
These are American investors, all of them.
The president admitted TikTok wasn't always on his radar.
Look, I wasn't a fan of TikTok, and then I got to use it, and I became a fan, and it helped me win the election in a landslide.
The deal could be signed at a regional summit next month. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
This is CBS News.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and top users make $200 to $300 per month.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code DEER25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code DEER25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code DEER25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Authorities have released the cause of death for a man who died after riding a roller coaster in Florida. CBS's Michael Wallace.
An autopsy found 32-year-old Kevin Zavala died of multiple blunt impact injuries after riding the Stardust Racers coaster at Universal's Epic Universe theme park in Orlando. Maria Fernandez was several cars ahead of Zavala and heard a woman screaming for help.
On that moment, I think that I have attacked panic.
She says Zavala had blood on his shirt.
Horrible what I see. I can't understand how that happened.
Universal says it is devastated by the event and is cooperating with the investigation. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Farm Aid celebrates its 40th anniversary tomorrow in Minneapolis. The concerts, launched in the farm crisis of the 1980s, continue to raise awareness about the plight of family farmers. Bob Dylan is a late addition to the program. Joining Dylan and Willie Nelson are artists including Dave Matthews and Kenny Chesney. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Are you ready to indulge in the best pizza around? Are you looking for a lunch or dinner spot with all your favorite Italian classics coupled with mouth-watering daily specials? Then it's time to visit 2G Brothers Pizza, located at 123 Matthew Drive in Uniontown. Specials and customer favorites include Thursday's Sicilian-style pizza and Saturday's chicken parmesan. Call 724-439-5600 today and let 2G Brothers handle the rest. Your taste buds will be glad you did.
Hey, y'all. John Marietta, the Hillbilly here. Mark your calendars on Saturday, October 25th. The historic State Theater will shake with the sound of Freedom Rock's Fest, featuring country music legend Lee Greenwood performing his timeless anthem, God Bless the USA, along with National Star, I Redeem, Uptrick Pony, One Night Only, live music, patriotism, and community pride, all under one roof. Tickets are going fast. Grab yours now at pacommunityevents.com or at the State Theater box office. God bless y'all.
Injured in an accident and don't know where to turn or what to do? Here at Radcliffe Martin Law, we can help you navigate your issues and resolve your claim. Unlike firms nowadays that advertise aggressively for your case and aren't even located in the state, we're right in your backyard. We have the knowledge to quickly and efficiently handle your claim. Don't waste time on an out-of-state attorney who will dilly-dally and then tell you to get a local attorney. Give us a call right now and see how we can help you. Radcliffe Martin Law, 724-439-3939.
Concerned about your heart health? At WVU Medicine, we believe your heart deserves world-class care, close to home and always within reach. Our non-invasive cardiology team uses advanced tests like stress tests and cardiac MRI to diagnose and monitor heart conditions without surgery. Call 877-WVU, the number 4-HRT, or visit WVUmedicine.org/heart.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you'll get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. In fact, State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman is your go-to agent in Uniontown for the service you deserve at the price you want. So try to combine home and auto today. State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call 724-592-6308 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Chris Parker Jr., what's happening at Autoland for September?
September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and Autoland wants to focus on the Hyundai Hope on Wheels program, which has donated over $275 million to pediatric cancer research with every new Hyundai purchase since 1998. Hyundai is committed to pediatric cancer research, not just in September, but every day, all year long.
September is also the beginning of fall.
It's the beginning of the 2026 model year 2, with falling prices, great deals, and a super selection of 2025 Hyundai. Interest rates remain high at other banks, but you can take advantage of 0% interest for 48 months on the 25 Santa Fe, or 1.99% financing for 60 months on 25 Tucsons and Sonatas, or lease a 25 Hyundai Elantra SE for only $229 per month.
And every new Hyundai comes with 3-year free complimentary maintenance, Hyundai Owner Assurance, America's Best Warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Autoland Hyundai, 25 East Fayette Street, Uniontown. Or visit their website, AutolandHyundai.com.
And remember, you always pay less to drive the best at Autoland Hyundai.
The Catholic War Veterans Post 1669 in Hopwood is a proud supporter of local high school sports. In fact, their annual charity golf outing has contributed dozens of scholarships to Fayette County students. The Catholic War Veterans Post 1669 in Hopwood, wishing all of our local high school teams a great season.
Your heat on the fritz? Did your AC stop working? Your pipes backed up? Did your lights go out? Well, for all your heating, air conditioning, electric, and plumbing emergencies, CHIPS Residential Services is here for you. Located right in Uniontown and offering 24-hour emergency service, let the experts at CHIPS help you through all your emergency needs, as well as installation and regular service. Call 724-366-8046 to get the help you need today. Your hometown team of technicians, CHIPS Residential Services.
Hard work, respecting others, and being a good team member are values that South Union Township Supervisor Jason Scott knows well. Whether he's running a machine, repairing storm drains, operating a plow truck, or working with his fellow supervisors on economic growth, Jason Scott is working every day to keep residents safe, maintain the strength of our local businesses, and enhance the quality of life in South Union Township. Best wishes for a great season from Jason Scott, who would appreciate your vote for Township Supervisor.
Paid for by the candidate.
Brian Morozak back here at Mustang Field, Laurel Highlands High School. Our halftime show being brought to you by the Radcliffe Martin Law Firm. Tony has our halftime stats. Are being brought to you by Farmetta Pharmacy, now located in the Health First Medical Center building on Route 119 near the Fayette County Fairgrounds. And Tony, unfortunately for the Mustangs, second week in a row, they find themselves on the losing end of a 35-0 score at halftime.
Yeah, it'll be tough for them in the second half, no doubt about it, Brian. And it's one of those things. Played well early on, but then what ended up happening, you get worn down with that rushing attack that the Mount Pleasant Vikings had, and it's just one of those things. And down 35-0, we'll see if some of the subs get some action here in the second half.
Why don't you go ahead and pass along the halftime stats?
All right, for the Mount Pleasant Vikings in that first half, Dane Firmstone was 6 for 9 passing for 78 yards, 1 touchdown, that to 2-yard catch to Rage Sukar. Sukar was the leading receiver with 3 catches for 29 yards, and as we mentioned, 1 touchdown. Nick Morrell had a catch for 35 yards, Robert Shawley a catch for 10 yards, and Brady Brooks a catch for 4 yards. On the rushing end, Stephen Perdina had 10 carries for 97 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 from 47 yards, 1 from 29 yards. Robert Shawley, 6 carries for 55 yards and a 37-yard touchdown run. And Tristan Turkowitz had 1 carry for 12 yards in that first half. Mount Pleasant ran 26 offensive plays. They had 164 yards rushing, 78 yards passing for 242 yards of total offense. Only committed one penalty for 10 yards. Had 7 first downs and no turnovers in that first half. On the other side for the Laurel Highlands Mustangs, Gabe Senefani was 4 for 9 passing for 55 yards. He did have that interception on the first pass of the game. He completed 2 passes to Jacob Johnson for 37 yards, 1 catch by Josh Reed for 13 yards, and 1 catch by Jonah Coleman for 5 yards. On the rushing end, not very much for the Mustangs. Gabe Senefani, 4 carries, minus 26 yards. Aiden Bell had 5 carries for minus 4 yards. Jonah Coleman, 4 carries for 11 yards. And Josh Reed had 1 carry for 2 yards. The Mustangs ran 23 offensive plays in that first half. Minus 17 yards rushing. They had 55 yards passing, a total of 38 offensive yards compared to 242 for the Vikings. 4 penalties for 30 yards. They had 3 first downs and that 1 turnover.
That's not going to get it done.
It is not going to get it done, and they just struggled offensively. And we said that starting out the game, their offense was going to be imperative to basically try to run some clock as well and try to put some points on the board, but just didn't happen for the Mustangs in that first half.
All right, video stream tonight courtesy of Dr. Paul Hartley of Preferred Primary Care Physicians, Watson Mundorf LLP, and the Catholic War Veterans, Post 1669 in Hopwood. I know, Tony, you're playing in their golf outing tomorrow.
And playing in their golf outing tomorrow. They've got 36 groups, and I guess there's 8 on the waiting list, so could be a long day, but looking forward to a good time. And I also wanted to give a shout-out, Brian, to friends of mine, to Lenny Moats and his wife Judy, loyal listeners. They listen to every game, both football, basketball, and baseball, so thanks again for listening, guys.
Certainly appreciate you tuning in. Again, at halftime, 35-0, Mount Pleasant leading Laurel Highlands. While we're out of town, scoreboard brought to you by the sports medicine team at the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital right after this.
The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500. Let's face it, shopping for insurance can be time-consuming. That's why when it comes to your auto and home insurance needs, make things simple and trust Allstate agent David Bates. He'll help you get the coverage that fits your needs while helping you bundle your auto and home. Bundling saves you money, but it also saves you time, so you can enjoy things that matter most even more. Contact Uniontown Allstate agent David Bates at 724-439-9700 for a free personalized insurance proposal. Allstate, are you in good hands? Not available in every state. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Attorneys Bobby Gordon, Shane Gannon, and Tim Witt at Watson Mundorf LLP wish the Laurel Highlands Mustangs and all of our local teams the best of luck this year. Watson Mundorf is a premier regional law firm whose experience and expertise empower it to not only be an advocate for its clients, but also provide them with exceptional service to exceed expectations. With offices in Uniontown and Connellsville, they are local and here to serve you. Call 724-626-8882 for attorneys Bobby Gordon, Shane Gannon, and Tim. The Sea Harbor Auto Group is bringing service to your door with the exclusive Sea Harbor Service Valet. Just call to schedule your next service appointment, and we'll come pick up your car, then drop it off after the work is finished. We'll even wash it for you. Call us today at 724-930-7766 to schedule your next appointment. Pickup and delivery with white glove service. Never wait in a service lounge again. Call us today at 724-930-7766.
It's just that easy.
Back here at Mustang Field, Laurel Highlands High School 35-0. The Mount Pleasant Vikings leading the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Let's take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by the sports medicine team at the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital. We'll pass along some out-of-town scores for you. Again, here it's 35-0. Mount Pleasant leading Laurel Highlands. Of course, down in York Run, they're also at halftime. And the Albert Gallatin Colonials leading the Uniontown Red Raiders by a score of 34-0 in that game. Some other scores around the WPIAL. Bentworth up 21-7 over Beth Center. Bethel Park and Trinity tied at 21. Chartiers Valley, who the Mustangs will play next week, up 15-0 over Hampton. That'll be the Big Six Conference opener for the Mustangs here at home, and also homecoming at 7 o'clock next Friday. Leechburg up 21-14 over Jeanette. Norwin up 10-7 over North Allegheny. Penn Hills a 7-0 lead over Aliquippa. And South Fayette up 21-7 over Bell Vernon. Also, Fort Cherry up 34-0 over Monessen. Matt Sieg, the QB star for Fort Cherry, broke a WPIAL all-time record, scoring his 118th career touchdown pass. Both Tyler Boyd and Lamont Wade, two former Clairton stars, for the record. So 118 total touchdowns. That's certainly impressive. So 35-0 here. Mount Pleasant leading Laurel Highlands. Second half comes your way in 3 minutes here on WMBS, the Trib Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
Ready to score big on your next home? Well, great news. Huge savings are waiting for you at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. From open floor plans perfect for game day parties to energy-efficient homes that will help you save money all season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon at 4500 Route 51.
Ready to update your home? Find what you need at Zen's Construction Warehouse. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff will be happy to help you the old-fashioned way. Construction Warehouse, 724-366-8274. Or visit Zen's Construction Warehouse's Facebook page.
Zen's Construction Warehouse, our surplus, your savings.
Magisterial District Judge Nathan Henning extends his best wishes to the Laurel Highlands Mustangs, the Uniontown Red Raiders, and all our local teams for a great season. District Judge Nathan Henning recognizes that a successful season requires teamwork. It is the result of the hard work of the players and coaches and the support of their families. Good luck to the Laurel Highlands Mustangs and Uniontown Red Raiders from District Judge Nathan Henning.
Do you have a job around the house that you just aren't sure how to tackle? Then it's time to call Fulham's Full Service, your Best in Fayette Gold Medal winner for professional maintenance and handyman. Fully licensed and insured, owner Cody Fulham does it all, from home renovations and repairs to landscaping and auto detailing. Needless to say, he's ready to help you. Call Fulham's today at 724-466-4194 and follow them on Facebook to learn more about their projects and the work they can do for you.
Amador Transit, locally owned and operated by the Scott family, have been helping students travel to school safely in the Fayette County area for more than 4 years. Amador Transit is a proud sponsor of Laurel Highlands High School sports and wishes all the area teams good luck. For more information about Amador Transit, call them 724-439-3164, 724-439-3164, or stop by their office at 253 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown.
NovaCare Rehabilitation in Uniontown is accessible for all of your recovery needs. New at NovaCare is pelvic floor physical therapy, a specialized program to treat patients with pelvic floor dysfunction related to bladder, bowel, sexual function, and pregnancy postpartum. These issues can affect both women and men and include urinary frequency, urgency and incontinence, pelvic pain, constipation, IBS, menopause, painful periods, and more. Call 724-437-0556 for an appointment in Uniontown. Personalize your care with NovaCare.
35-0, the Mount Pleasant Vikings leading the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. A little extended halftime. The Mustangs a little late coming out of the locker room. In fact, they're still making their way out right now. Tony, I know we have you on the mic. Super, you there as well?
I am, and I got an announcement to make.
Go ahead. Wow.
Well,
that doesn't happen much.
No, well, you guys were talking about golf. You got me thinking about golf, and we want to send out a congratulations to the all-county top 10 boys, and I'm going to try to read these names quickly. Jordan Macello from Bell Vernon shot a 71 to win over at Duck Hollow. Jake Edwards, also from Bell Vernon, he had a 73. Caden Smith, how about Caden, our point guard for the Mustangs? He shot a 75. He was in, looks like, fourth place. And Seth Dolan from Geibel shot a 76. I'm friends with Seth's dad, played with his name is Dad Chad Dolan, a good player from the Connellsville area. Brody Chinesky from Southmoreland was in there. Ben Velasic, Landon Vaccaro, Michael Roscart, Nikki Farrell, and Mason Ritz. So congratulations to all 10 of those guys that made the all-county team. And, Brian, the girls, we had a couple local girls that did well. Victoria Lutz, her dad Shadow's a buddy of mine. I golf with him. Tony, I think you know him.
I do.
And she shot a pretty good score. And Gracie Rodeheaver from Uniontown also made the top 5. The girls are a little tougher to get in the all-county team. They get the top 5. Kierlyn Fedorko, Sydney Stark, Kendall Campbell, and the winner was Ava Rowland from Brownsville, who broke 80, which is pretty good over at Duck Hollow for anybody, let alone a female playing over there. So that's not the easiest course to play, as you guys know. A lot of quirky bounces, and this time of year, I'm sure it's firm and fast, which does not make Duck Hollow easy. It makes it actually probably more difficult because that ball can bound into some trouble. We all do that.
I have one little beef, Steve.
What's that?
They held sectional qualifiers on Monday. And out of the section where like Bell Vernon, Laurel, Highlands, Uniontown's all at, they played at Cedarbrook. And instead of having like the top 10 advance to the WPIALs, they had everyone who had a target goal of shooting 81 there. Now, the gold course at Cedarbrook's pretty difficult, especially if you're playing from the back tees. Only 2 players qualified out of there, both from Bell Vernon, into the WPIALs out of that sectional. They held another sectional qualifier at Glengarry, and they put a target mark at 80 over Glengarry, which is a much easier course than a par 70. I think they had like 14 or 15 qualifiers out of Glengarry. I would rather see, if I'm on the golf committee, take the top 8, take the top 10 instead of putting these marks there, because you can have only 2 guys make it out of Cedarbrook, and to put an 81 over there, and then you end up putting an 80 at Glengarry, which is a much easier course. And actually, we lost our folks on the radio side. But to me, that's my beef on that, Steve.
Well, we're all golfers, right? I know you love to play. Tony plays. He played today up in Greensburg. I play my fair share amount. And golf, the score in golf is relative to the conditions. There's a lot of factors: weather, course conditions, everything.
Take the kickoff back here from the 10-yard line, 20-25, and up to the 26-yard line. That was Shawley on that kick return there for Mount Pleasant. So the Vikings up 35-0 again. We'll have a running clock here for the second half, though the football working left to right as we describe it. And, of course, with a running clock the entire second half.
Yep. Tony and I will go get our adult sports beverage a little early tonight. I'm going, tonight with you.
Welcome our radio audience back in. We had a holding penalty there against Mount Pleasant. That'll push the football back here to the 15-yard line.
Tony's golfing tomorrow, but I am not, so I can have a sports beverage tonight.
And how odd is that?
Yeah.
I'm not going in the morning tomorrow either.
Actually, I am golfing later in the day. I'm
going to do the same thing.
I'm taking my wife, and I'm playing with my son and daughter-in-law up in Pittsburgh.
Oh, nice.
How about that?
What course are you playing?
We're playing South Hills Country Club.
Oh, that's a treat.
Yes.
He's taking his bride golfing.
Wow.
Well, we're only playing 9 holes, and then we're going to go eat dinner and watch the Mountaineer game.
Nice.
So,
okay.
Little handoff going there to Brady Brooks, and Brooks out of bounds right around the 25-yard line. I think at West Virginia playing at night tomorrow, Steve?
6 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah. And how about this one? You'll like this. I mean, since we got time to talk here. So I'm playing, I told Tony this, I'm playing a place on Monday that you would think, Brian, that I would have played there a few times before since I've been around here for 30-some years now, but I have never played Latrobe Country Club.
You've never? Wow, I've even played Latrobe.
Yeah, I've been there for work. I was talking to the pro and told him, he asked me about a hole. I said, no, I've never played out there, and he invited me to play, so I'm taking a couple buddies up there to play on Monday.
That should be a treat for you. First and 10 here for Mount Pleasant. Another inside run, that time going to Caden Hudak. Hudak's the freshman last week who had 20 carries and 118 yards and 2 touchdowns against Ambridge. That's his first carry of the game there, going for 3 up to the 28 to bring up second down and 7.
No shortage of capable running backs for the Vikings.
In Mount Pleasant last week, a 28-27 win over the Ambridge Bridgers. They'll host Yock next week for their Interstate Conference opener.
One thing you're going to have to ask Coach next when you talk to him.
Hudak again. Across the 30th.
You want to ask
32,
him why
gain
they
of 4.
switched sides of the bench.
I will
just
do
curious.
That. I will do that.
If it was crowd noise or, distractions, cheerleaders are over here. Maybe he was worried about the kids.
Well, this is only the second home game, too. The Mustangs' only other home game was here against Ambridge.
And they were on this
3 weeks
side
back.
at Ambridge.
Yes, they were, yeah. 3rd down and 3 now, 9:04 left here in the third.
But some of the teams do that. I mean, they put the home team away from the crowd, and then you wonder if it's just worried about, people yelling at them.
Brady Brooks on a little misdirection up to the 40. Gain of 8.
Friends and family
Mount Pleasant
giving
first down.
Unsolicited advice, right, Tom? That could be a distraction.
Yes, it very well could. I got a feeling that might have something to do with it, but
1st and 10 now for Mount Pleasant. Line of scrimmage, the Vikings 40-yard line. So Mount Pleasant with a win tonight. They'll improve to 3-2. Laurel Highlands will drop to 2-3. But I think more concerning for the Mustangs, you wonder how many bodies you're going to get back next week, and the fact that you're certainly trending in the wrong direction as we reach the midway point of the season.
Who we playing next week?
Chartiers Valley. They're
Valley.
up over Hampton at halftime, 19-7. That could be a tough game.
Is that up there?
Here at home. No, it is here. And there's a run from Hudak, the freshman. 2 touchdowns last week. He's still on his feet here, taking it down to the Mustang 25. 35-yard run for Caden Hudak.
Just gliding along, wasn't he? Was looked like he was going about 3/4 speed, but he was just kind of following the blocker and just cruising along there. That was a nice run. This offense is interesting. It's kind of, the old Delaware wing T, Brian, they would be under center and would have a fullback right behind the quarterback and then a halfback and then a wing back to either side and then one split end, and they would always run some kind of misdirection. But now they're kind of running it from, well, he's under center this time, but he's been out of the shotgun, and they're kind of running a version of it.
Firmstone with a man in motion. Another inside run. That's Hudak again. Hudak down to the 21.
There's that play. Like I said, you have a wingback come in motion, and they use him as a blocker, and he gets a kind of a running start going sideways, so he gets a little momentum.
That was a gain of 4. 2nd and 6.
2nd down 6.
And again, Mount Pleasant, interesting, Steve. They'll be at home next week, then home the week after, but they'll play their final 3 games of the season on the road.
Tom, was that Ethan Mildred who just walked by us?
Yes, it was.
Former Mustang great pitcher, basketball player.
Yep. Played in the Minnesota Twins system.
Tribune Review Athlete of the Year 2 years in a row.
2nd and 7. Hudak again inside the 20 down to the 19. Gain of 3 on the play to bring up 3rd down and 4. Again, next week, both Uniontown and Laurel Highlands at home. Steve, you and I will have the Mustangs taking on Chartiers Valley. That'll be the Big 6 conference opener for Laurel Highlands.
The Colts.
Yes, Uniontown will be at home against Carrick from the Pittsburgh City League. It'll be the Red Raiders against the Raiders. Tony's going to have that game with TJ DeStefano next week, so we'll have no Tony in the booth with us next week.
Well, how are we going to do stats?
I don't know.
I can't add that quick.
Another little misdirection there down to the 4-yard line on the run. Brady Brooks. Brooks picking up 15 to set up a 1st and goal here at the 5:52 mark of the 3rd. In the past, we've got them from the Laurel Highlands coaching staff when Tony's been away. So we can work on that, or maybe get the professor, Danny Wallace, out of retirement.
I saw the professor the other day. He came by, gave him some tomatoes from my wife's tomato plant out back. He, believe it or not, he wanted green tomatoes. I said, well, there's a couple green ones over there.
I was on the air yesterday talking about how tomatoes are a vegetable that I don't like to eat on their own. I can eat ketchup. I can eat tomatoes on pizza, but I don't like a plain tomato. Here's a run up the middle, and that will be down to the 1-yard line for Hudak again.
Well, as I like to say, I love ketchup, and I wouldn't eat a tomato if you deep fried it and put it in chocolate sauce.
At least we agree on that. So 2nd and goal now from the 1 with 5:03 left here in the 3rd quarter. Mount Pleasant trying to punch another one in, already up 35-0.
And I feel the same way about your pickles from your favorite chicken place,
yes,
which I won't mention. But
here's Firmstone out of the shotgun. Hudak off to his left. Firmstone has the snap. The freshman Hudak into the end zone for a touchdown. So that's 3 touchdowns for Caden Hudak over the last 2 games. His first of the night tonight. Increases the Mount Pleasant lead to 41-0 over Laurel Highlands with 4:32 left here in the 3rd quarter. Certainly nice when you have so many options.
To attempt the point after a touchdown.
Now they'll bring on Snyder, who's 5 of 5 on extra points so far in this game. This will end up being close to an 8-minute drive with the continuous clock. Extra point up all the way and good. So with 4:10 left here in the third quarter, it's a 42-0 lead for Mount Pleasant over Laurel Highlands. We're back at 60 on the CR Product Group High School Sports Night.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borges.
Two Brothers Tree and Stump Service is your local, fully insured, expert tree removal and advanced tree trimming service based right in Uniontown. Brothers Jared and Justin Gibson and their team bring more than 2 decades combined experience to stump and tree removal, but also provide general clearing services and some landscaping services too. So whatever your outdoor needs are, Two Brothers is ready to help you today with customizable plans and a commitment to getting the job done right. Call them today, 724-415-9183.
Right off the kickoff, the ball hopping around like a hot potato out there. The Mustangs got back on it, but Mount Pleasant came close to recovering there, Steve.
Yeah, it's kind of a punch knuckle, like one of my bad tee shots that I hit off the ground and it doesn't get up in the air. And it just ran down the fairway, and it bounced off. It was running so hard it bounced off a Mustang and went straight up in the air. And Brian, they did something. I know they're doing the running clock, but I've never seen them keep the clock running after a touchdown until they usually wait till they kick off. But that
did not happen last week either. They stopped the clock for the scores last week. You can talk to Jason Taylor and Vince Capozzi after and ask him about that.
I don't think anyone up here is complaining about that clock running.
Aiden Bell getting 5 there on first down up to 41.
And you notice nobody from the field complained either, so I think they just want to get on the bus and go back to Mount Pleasant.
I think those guys want to go with us.
Jason Taylor confirmed to me, he said they told him injuries and timeouts only.
Good. There you go.
So, to keep it running for scores. So that was the instruction he got. So he's just doing his job up here like everybody else. And Afani fumbling that snap.
He had to fall down on it.
I don't know if he did. No, Mount Pleasant got the football. Mount Pleasant with the recovery with 1:37 left here in the third quarter. Did they say that last extra point, I guess, was no good there from Snyder? So it's 41
we're not really
to
paying
nothing.
attention right now, are we?
41 to nothing. Is Tony saying was it good there, Tony?
No.
Oh, okay.
Now it's up. I didn't think it was good either.
Okay.
Oh well.
I do have it good.
Well,
I thought it was good when he kicked it, but I guess they were just late on the scoreboard.
They were running the clock.
They were running the clock. Yeah. So 42 to nothing. Mount Pleasant over Laurel Highlands. Will keep it right here with.
He might be thinking about one of those adult sports beverages, Tom.
I was going to say he might be going with us.
Final minutes of this third quarter. Mount Pleasant an opportunity here at the Laurel Highlands 39, and Firmstone going empty here out of the shotgun. A man coming in motion. A little jet sweep handoff going there to Carter Urban.
Now they're getting some younger kids in there.
Urban getting 3. Urban coming into this game just 2 carries for 27 yards. And not been used much so far this season. He's second and 7. They don't even have to snap it here. You have the play clock at 28, game clock at 22.
Why would you?
They're going to just let this one go, and we'll reach the end of 3 quarters of football here at Mustang Field. Laurel Highlands High School, the Mount Pleasant Vikings, a 42-0 lead over the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. We're back with a 4th and 60 here on the CR Product Group High School Sports Night.
Looking for a dentist? Dr. Michael George and Dr. Ashley Parker of George Dental Associates, a Uniontown staple, has over 40 years' experience treating patients of all ages. Their caring, professional team of dentists and their staff offer a full range of dental services, including restorative, preventative, pediatric, cosmetic, and so much more. Visit GeorgeDentalAssociates.com today. That's GeorgeDentalAssociates.com, and find out how they can enhance your smile through the art of dentistry. Wishing the Mustangs a successful season.
Do you need a fast, friendly notary service that is open in the evening? Sandy Howell Notary Services is here for you, offering new PA and West Virginia plates and ready to assist with your vehicle, boat, motorcycle, and ATV registrations and transfers, plate renewals, and more. Serving Fayette County and all surrounding areas, open weekdays from 10 to 8:30 and Saturdays from 9 to 5. Sandy Howell Notary Services, Dry Knob Road, Smithfield. Call 724-564-8955. Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you by name.
Back here at Mustang Field, Laurel Highlands High School. A 42-0 lead for the Mount Pleasant Vikings over the
7 p.m.
Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Steve, my dad said to tell you he played Latrobe Country Club with Arnold Palmer back in 1972. Has a photo of it as well. So he's still watching us over there. A little handoff going for a loss on the far side.
I was over there today.
Mason Eicher.
Or was it yesterday? I lose track of where I go every day. But I was over there yesterday and walked in that the locker room. The pro shop's nice, obviously, but the locker room is like the history in there. And you just think to yourself, and you see the little grill room to the right, all wood, and then just think, and this is where Arnie used to hang out, right? That was like his spot, and it's and he hung out a lot at Laurel Valley when he was up here as well. But there was a lot of memorabilia on those walls. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I played it back in 2004. He was actually there when I played and shook everybody's hand. I think he's usually, as you said, like at the time to hang around a lot. Is that run that time going from Cole Hart as they changed the quarterback there for Mount Pleasant, and Hart stopped for no gain on the play. It'll be 4th down and 7. But the only thing I didn't like is the fact that I played it during a scrambles for Northwest Airlines at the time that was flying out of Latrobe Airport, and they were doing a lot of advertising with us at the time. I'd like to go there and play around and play my own ball, but hopefully for the future. I was telling you last week, Steve, I'm playing a new course this coming week as well that I've never played before. Williams Country Club coming up on Tuesday.
That's a good one. That's one of my good customers. I go up there. Brian Grogan's the golf pro there. Nice guy, and they've that's a pretty neat place.
Nice little one-handed catch on the far side there for the Vikings. That was brought down by Mason Eicher.
You ever been there, Tone?
No.
I told Brian that when you go and you look outside the grill room on the clubhouse, it's one of the best views I've ever seen anywhere at a golf course. You look straight down. I'm guessing that's the Ohio River. What would be the river going through Weirton? Is that the Ohio River? Probably, I would think.
Yeah, I would think so.
Straight down. I mean, it's like got to be 500-600 feet down. It's really cool looking, and there's like a cliff, and it's really neat.
Looking forward to it for sure. Cole Hart, handoff there, Noah DeWitt. And DeWitt taking it down to the 20-yard line, gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
So where do the Mustangs go from here, guys? I mean, you got to, you got to keep playing. You got games to play, and you wonder.
Well, the bad news is the schedule is going to get tougher.
Yeah. Do we have to play TJ again?
Yeah, that'll be the final game of the year.
Wow.
Next week, Chartiers Valley.
Is that up there?
It is up there, yes. You can at least.
You can get your famous chicken sandwich you like.
Yes, in the press box. And then, so next week we have Chartiers Valley here. Then we go to Ringgold. We'll be up on the roof there, Steve. So I don't know what to tell you.
Well,
for that game,
afraid of heights. As you guys know, I'm not a real big fan of going up that ladder.
Hand off to Carter Urban, getting
maybe you could send my headset down to the bottom.
Yeah, we'll figure something out for you there. And then back at home for back-to-back home games against Bell Vernon and Trinity, and then ramp up the season at Thomas Jefferson. So really don't look at any of those as, hey, this is going to be an easy win. You have to think at least going in, the Mustangs, the way Ringgold's playing, they're probably going to be underdogs in their final remaining 5 games.
How's Bell Vernon doing there? I know my son went to the game.
They are down. They don't have as many numbers as last year, but they've been competitive. So I would have to think they're probably in a better spot than the Mustangs are at this juncture in the season.
Chris Edenfield moved over there as the, I think he's the defensive coordinator.
They've had a lot of changes there, of course, with Matt Humbert just being the athletic director, no longer being the football coach. Procedure call there against the Vikings will push them back. It'll be 3rd and 9 with 7:57 left in the 4th quarter.
He could never coach a game again and probably a Hall of Fame candidate for the PIAA, WPIAL, and of course Bell Vernon. I mean, the guy just won consistently for, well, what was he there, 10 years at least?
Yeah, it turned them into a football powerhouse again after they went through some years of struggle. Now you look at them again this year, again, not playing the best football, at least that they played when Matt was there, and the completion going to Aiden Rodman, and Rodman taking that one down right around the 15-yard line, about 3 yards short of the first down.
You know, it's tough because the other teams are trying to win too. I mean, everybody's trying to improve. I mean, there's all these teams playing each other. Somebody's going to have a losing season every year.
Oh, for sure.
And
but hopefully Laurel Highlands can get some kids back here over the next couple of weeks and at least give them a little bit better of an arsenal. I think that's the main issue right now. You're down so many skilled kids. It really makes it tough to compete. And a little jet sweep going there to Noah DeWitt, turning the corner. And DeWitt on 4th down, able to pick up the first down to the 10-yard line, gain of 7 on that 4th and 2.
Yeah, you don't mind losing a game. I mean, you're going to lose games. I mean, obviously, this is like for the kids to be competitive and have fun. I mean, these kids they work pretty hard. They're out there, grinding, weight room, getting in shape all summer, practicing, and then they get out there and you just get demoralizing results, and it's got to be difficult for them.
You only have 10 games, too.
Yeah.
You figure the last 3 weeks have all been running clocks in the second half.
Yeah, they're getting gypped on the amount of plays they get in.
Yep, correct. 1st and goal here from just inside the 10-yard line. As Cole Hartz with a handoff.
Give
that one went to
Mount Pleasant.
Aiden Rodman that time for a 2-yard
credit
gain.
here. They're pretty much just running some basic plays, trying to run the clock, not trying to score too quickly here.
Playing very sportsmanlike.
Yes.
The all-time series now will be tied between these two schools at 4 wins apiece. Laurel Highlands came in with a 4-3 edge entering this meeting, and the Mustangs won in overtime, and these two teams played at Mount Pleasant last year. That's going to be a touchdown run from 9 yards out for Cole Hartz to increase the Mount Pleasant lead now to 48-0 over Laurel Highlands here at the 5:30 mark of the fourth quarter. What's also hard to believe, guys, is tonight marks the official midway point of the high school football season once this game wraps up. Here we are on September the 19th, midway through the high school football season.
Well, we always say it every year. Seems like it starts earlier, and it's always the last week in August, and then the first couple games are warm, and then you get some nice weather, and then usually at the end of the year, if you're fortunate enough to get in the playoffs, kick is good. We're sitting here with, pullovers and sweatshirts and gloves and heaters and, all that stuff. We've had some pretty cold games over the years.
Yep. Well, we're still in shorts tonight, and it's 49-0 after that made extra point. Mount Pleasant over Laurel Highlands, 4:45 to play. We're back at 60 on the CR Parada Group High School Sports Night.
Hey, you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Well, look no more, because with over 200 vehicles, Gary's Auto Sales is the largest used car dealer in the area. Whether you want a car, a truck, or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at Gary'sAutoSales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
Busy day? Feeling unwell? Don't feel like driving, but need your prescriptions? No worries. Farmana Pharmacy delivers to your home or workplace for free. Stay comfy at home or focused at work. Farmana Pharmacy delivers Monday through Friday, so you don't have to worry about picking up your prescriptions. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Phone 724-626-9600 or visit FarmanaPharmacy.com. Farmana Pharmacy, prescription care and convenience delivered.
Alafia Callaway taking the kickoff up to the Mustang 33, and that's where Laurel Highlands will start first and 10. Tony, I know you want to get a couple of shout-outs out here.
Well,
3:32 to play.
I got to get a shout-out definitely to these guys because they're still listening, so I got to give a shout-out. So this goes to Bobby Madison and DJ Mancini, Brad Lewick, and Marcus Donano. And thanks, guys, for hanging in there this long.
Those sound like some golfing buddies, Tone.
Well, just buddies. How's that? Adult sports drink buddies.
Yeah, well, there you go. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
3:07 to play. One last.
What do you say? You're parched.
Parched. Yes.
5 here for the Mustangs. And Easton Van Meter, the freshman, trying to run over a couple of Vikings. We'll get 10 up to the 40 for a Mustang first down. I think he's going to be a kid to watch over the next couple of years.
Yeah, I like him. I mean,
size.
he's a big bruiser, but he can move, and he's got a nice move there. Like to see him get a few more carries as the season goes on.
Yeah, next week's homecoming, guys.
And the Laurel Highlands.
Should be a good crowd here. Hopefully a competitive game with Chartiers Valley. You have the Colts taking on the Mustangs, similar colors. They meet her again. They meet her here on the near side, lowers the shoulder and gets up to the 47. Pickup of 7 to bring up 2nd down and 3 with 2:22 to play. You have to think Mustangs, a little urgency here, just trying to avoid the shutout. They got a late touchdown last week on a screen complete to Jonah Coleman to break up the Indiana shutout bid.
That's my nickname for that kid is Mark Van Egan. Remember that guy, Tone, for the Raiders?
I do.
A little bruiser back that used to kind of run through people.
Van Meter again up the middle, able to spin his way forward to get 1. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
And I guarantee you, he's never heard of Mark Van Egan.
I haven't heard of Mark Van Egan.
You haven't?
Oh, my God.
What year did he play?
He played in the 70s for the Raiders when they were playing the Steelers all the time.
Yeah.
I was born in 78, so.
Yeah, you missed out.
You missed out.
Yeah.
I mean, YouTube, you could go back and watch
I might have
games.
to go and do that now, look for a comparison. Hey, saw something the other night with great coaching videos. The coaches mic'd up on the sidelines in the 60s and 70s. Pretty neat. And there's Jonah Coleman on 3rd and 1. Is going to lose 4 on the screen. Nice tackle there from Van Kopshow.
Hank Stram was in that one, I bet.
Yes, he was. Had the suit on the sideline.
Holding his program. Rolled up, kind of like John Wooden used to do.
4th and 4. Of your Mountaineers, a big win last week, winning the backyard brawl over Pitts.
Yeah, that was a ugly game for a long time, and it was the only thing good about it from our perspective is that we won.
51 seconds left. We go back to Aiden Bell, and Bell across midfield and down to the 43. I had a laugh because I was watching Rich Rodriguez on Pat McAfee this week, and he was mentioning after they were celebrating and doing all the things they do when they celebrate. He went out to Applebee's in Morgantown at midnight after the game. And the kitchen was supposed to be closed, but they opened it back up for him and a couple of his fellow coaches to eat. But how wild will that be?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of places in Morgantown, Rich, you could eat late at night. I'm sure he didn't want to go to some of them, but
here's Van Meter with 14 seconds left. Going to run it over, guys, but just going to be a minimal gain here on the near side. And that'll likely be the final play of the game.
When I was in school down there, I used to work at Tony. You've probably heard of Gene's Hot Dogs.
Yep.
He could have went over to Gene's and had a hot dog with coleslaw on it.
Well, that'll do it tonight. A big win for the Mount Pleasant Vikings. They improved to 3-2 on the season. The Mustangs dropped to 2-3. They've now lost 3 straights, 49-0. Mount Pleasant over Laurel Highlands. Back to tell you all about it right after this here on WMBS, the Trim Live High School Sports Network and Facebook Live.
Don't forget the Mustangs.
The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
Attention South Union residents. On Election Day, vote for me, Patrick Mahoney, for Township Supervisor. As a lifelong Township resident and a Laurel Highlands graduate, I extend my best wishes to the Mustangs for a great season. As your Township Supervisor, I will be available 24/7 to listen to your ideas and your views, and I will work diligently to bring in good jobs with living wages so that the younger generation can stay in our community. On November 4th, I would appreciate your vote for South Union Township Supervisor. Go Mustangs.
Paid for by the candidate.
Accidents can happen at any time. At Stewart Collision Service in Uniontown, we are here to repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition. Have dents? Stewart Collision Service does paintless dent repair. So give us a call at 724-437-9381 or stop by 73 East Fayette Street for all your collision needs. We work with all insurances. Stewart Collision supports our local high school sports teams and wish you the best this season. That's Stewart Collision Service, 73 East Fayette Street in Uniontown, 724-437-9381.
McClure & Wolf, Certified Public Accountants, your full-service accounting firm serving the tri-state area since 1926, is conveniently located at 538 Morgantown Street in Uniontown, offering tax, accounting, auditing, payroll, management advisory, and estate planning services. McClure & Wolf is recognized as an industry leader in providing their clients with quality professional services. To find out more about their services, visit them online at www.mcclurewolf.com. McClureCPAs.com or give them a call at 724-437-2000 for McClure & Wolf, certified public accountant.
I'm Bill Martin, partner at Radcliffe Martin Law. Did you know our office handles claims for people hurt at work? If you are injured at your job, you have certain rights under the Pennsylvania Workers' Compensation Act that your employer may not advise you of or simply disregard. Those would include rights to wage loss and medical benefits due to your injury. We help injured workers to make sure they receive the benefits they're entitled to by law. Call us at 724-439-3939. Radcliffe Martin Law, your local injury attorney.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest. Now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
In a world of big corporations and interpersonal experiences, there's something truly special about family-owned businesses. For over 70 years, the Mike Kelly Automotive family has been serving the community with integrity, honesty, and a commitment to putting families first. And we're not stopping anytime soon. Our commitment to excellent sales and service remains stronger than ever. Visit us today and experience the Mike Kelly Automotive difference. Because when you buy from us, you buy from family.
Back here wrapping things up at Laurel Highlands High School, the Mount Pleasant Vikings have knocked off the Laurel Highlands Mustangs by a score of 49-0 tonight. We'll start off our post game with our play of the game, brought to you by First Federal Savings Loan Association of Greene County. And our play of the game will be this Brady Brooks 65-yard punt return for a touchdown for the Mount Pleasant Vikings.
Nice punt here on the far side, and the Vikings on the run back as that's Brady Brooks, and Brooks breaking it down the near sideline, and Brady Brooks is going to take the punt back for a Mount Pleasant touchdown. And we're here at the 8:38 mark of the opening quarter, and Mount Pleasant now leads Laurel Highlands 13-0.
Steve, if there's ever something as an early dagger, that was it. And Brooks actually made that punt return look about as easy as it could be, going untouched down the near side.
Well, they had a lot of scores that looked pretty easy, Brian, and a couple of those runs broke through the line, and nobody there defensively for the Mustangs. Just a tough night all around for the Mustangs, and their fans feel bad for the kids. You know, they're trying, they're working hard, but they just did not have the skills and speed to keep up with this Mount Pleasant Viking team.
And now for the final stats, Tony has, and they're brought to you by Pharmana Pharmacy, now located in the Health First Medical Center building, on Route 119 near the Fayette County Fairgrounds.
All right, Brian, thanks. For the Mount Pleasant Vikings, passing-wise, Dane Firmstone was 6 for 9, 78 yards, 1 touchdown, that of the 2-yard pass to Rage Sukar. Cole Hart came in and completed 2 passes in 2 attempts for 20 yards. Receiving-wise, Aiden Rodman had 1 catch for 8. Rage Sukar, 3 catches for 29 and that touchdown. Mason Eicher, 1 catch for 12. Nick Morrell, 1 catch for 35. Robert Shawley, 1 catch for 10. And Brady Brooks, 1 catch for 4. On the rushing side, a lot of Vikings touching the ball here tonight. Mason Eicher, 1 carry for no yards. Tristan Turkowitz had 1 carry for 12. Robert Shawley, 6 carries for 55 yards and 1 touchdown. Cole Hart had 2 carries for 9 yards and a 9-yard touchdown run. Stephen Pradania had 10 carries for 97 yards and 2 touchdowns. Noah DeWitt, 2 carries for 8 yards. Aiden Robin, 1 carry for 5 yards. Brady Brooks, 3 carries for 33 yards. Caden Hudak had 7 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown. And Carter Urban had 2 carries for 5 yards. The Vikings ran 46 offensive plays, 278 yards rushing, 98 yards passing, 376 yards of total offense. They only had 2 penalties for 15 yards, 13 first downs, and no turnovers in tonight's game. On the other side for the Mustangs, Gabe Senefani was 5 for 10, 51 yards passing. He did throw an interception. Jacob Johnson, 2 catches for 37 yards. Josh Reed, 2 catches for 9 yards. And Jonah Coleman, 1 catch for 5. Rushing-wise, Senefani, 4 carries, minus 26 yards. Aiden Bell had 7 carries for 11 yards. Josh Reed, 1 carry for 2. Jonah Coleman, 4 carries for 11, and Easton Van Meter, 4 carries for 20 yards late in that fourth quarter. Mustangs ran 30 offensive plays, minus 19 yards rushing, 51 yards passing, only 32 yards of total offense. Committed 4 penalties for 30 yards, had 4 first downs, and committed 2 turnovers on the night.
49-0, your final score. Mount Pleasant over Laurel Highlands. Back with a final word in just a moment here on WMBS.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, Jeff Dennis of RE/MAX Select Realty is your local realtor of choice. Jeff and his team are proud members of our community and have the skills, knowledge, and ability to meet your needs. Call them today at 724-933-6300, extension 903, or visit them in person, 542 Morgantown Street in Uniontown. And remember to follow Jeff Dennis' team RE/MAX Select Realty on Facebook today.
Concerned about your heart health? At WVU Medicine, we believe your heart deserves world-class care, close to home and always within reach. Our non-invasive cardiology team uses advanced tests like stress tests and cardiac MRI to diagnose and monitor heart conditions without surgery. Call 877-WVU, the number 4-HRT, or visit WVUmedicine.org/heart.
At what point did everything change? When did service get taken out of service industries? It's too bad, because people are busy these days. At life, at work, at play. When it comes to your hard-earned money, you want service. Real service. From a person you know and a face you trust. At a bank where changing with the times doesn't mean leaving people behind. We're proud to be a part of your community. We're United Bank, at your service.
The T-Berry Law Office and attorney Vincent M. T-Berry specialize in criminal defense, wills and estates, family law, and personal injury. The T-Berry Law Office is located at 84 East Main Street, across the street from the Fayette County Courthouse in Uniontown. When you need to consult an attorney, make your first call to attorney Vincent M. T-Berry and the T-Berry Law Office. It'll be the only call you need to make. Phone 724-430-0300 or visit their website at tberrylawoffice.com. The T-Berry Law Office. Small town, big results.
Back wrapping things up here at Laurel Highlands High School, 49-0, your final score. The Mount Pleasant Vikings over the Laurel Highlands Mustangs next week. Mount Pleasant back at home. They'll take on Yock. The Mustangs, their Big Six conference opener here against Chartiers Valley. Of course, we're on the air with our coverage next week. Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show at 6. Also video coverage of Carrick at Uniontown. Tony's going to have the call of that game with TJ DeStefano. Guys, your final thoughts here tonight?
Well, I feel bad for the kids, to be honest with you. It's just a tough night for the Mustangs. The Vikings did what they had to do. They got some timely big plays, and the Mustangs were kind of running uphill from the whole way from the start of the game. It just started with that first pass play that went for an interception, almost went for a touchdown if he wouldn't have had his knee down, and then they punt return, and just it was just snowballed downhill. So you feel bad for the kids. Hopefully, they'll keep their heads up and come back next week and try to play a little better.
Tony?
Well, I'm just watching the Mustangs now. They're making them run sprints here.
Yes.
And we saw Syracuse do that a couple of weeks ago after winning, but this is insult to injury here, I guess. But
you guys almost run into one another.
Yeah. No, it's it's tough, and as Soup mentioned, you hate to see all these kids hurt, and it's just – you don't have a whole lot of depth, and these kids basically get worn out before the end of the game.
The only thing you can think of, and obviously we're not down on the sidelines listening to the coaches or, see what's happening. He thought, hey, he didn't like some of the effort. You just don't know. But that's it was just a couple of sprints, so it wasn't too bad. It wasn't like that scene in. What was that hockey movie Miracle where he ran those or made those guys skate back and forth till they almost dropped?
Yeah, it was like run 2 miles around the track after the game tonight.
Yeah. No, it wasn't too bad.
Well, 49-0, the final score here. Mount Pleasant knocking off the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Get you out to the end of the Albert Gallatin Uniontown game. For you folks on the radio side, right after this, that'll be followed by the Trib Live Scoreboard Show with Don Rebel until 11 o'clock tonight. 49-0, Mount Pleasant over Laurel Highlands for Tony Hanola. Carl Childs behind the camera on our Facebook Live video stream. Steve Super, Nick Barczyk back inside our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. This is Brian Morozek saying have yourselves a pleasant good evening. Again, your final score, Mount Pleasant 49 and Laurel Highlands 0. So, everybody.
Amador Trans.